All right.
All right, let's go. Shit, that's Yo,
When
let's
the fuck
go.
we went live?
Shit, we already live.
8 o'clock like we always do. You didn't do that because you was once again like getting ready at the last minute. So yeah, you was it's 8 o'clock.
8 p.m.
Actually, I have a fucking clock on my fucking laptop, and
I can't fucking tell. I really can't tell. I can't tell you.
It's 7:59, and that shit went live. We won't go live at 7:59. If you could tell time, nigga, then you could go live at 8 o'clock when it's live.
We live.
Don't try to switch up.
So, nigga, you went early.
Yo, it's 8:01. We live.
No, nigga, my laptop on the clock. Look at it.
8:01.
You want me to take? You know what? I'm gonna goddamn take a picture of this motherfucker. I think
It's 8:01.
What, nigga?
It's 8:01.
Still 8 over here. It ain't even 8:01 yet. Now it is.
I just took a fucking picture. I'm gonna load this bitch up and put it on StreamYard and show you a fucking picture because my fucking clock says 7:59. It just turned 8:01.
Well, StreamYard said 8:01. We go by StreamYard.
I don't know. Hey, I'm going by my fucking clock on my laptop. It says 7:59. Says 8:01. But when y'all went live at 7:59.
Okay, Roger that. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So we here. Let's go, man. It's Hump Day Wednesday. It's Hump Day Wednesday. Let's go. Let's get through it. I'm back. I'm back for a little while. I'm back. Welcome me home, man.
I'm trying to tell you, Sean was going, you know what I'm saying? For like, a little while. Actually, to be honest with you, he said it was a work trip, but he was actually in the multiverse. If y'all seen last week, if y'all seen last week's Bob show, you've seen the multiverse at work. I mean, Drake was the top 20 lyricist, and Philly, you can come and sing Kumbaya in the hood and nothing happened to you. You know what I'm saying? And Drake can beat Jay-Z. That was the multiverse version of the Bobs. We're back now. Sean is actually making a deal with Marvel. So Sean and that other guy, B2K, I don't remember his name. He was on here, for talking multiverse stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really sure. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened.
Sean missed the Monday show because it was the he was going to talk about the 20th anniversary of the Blueprints.
Oh,
okay. Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
My favorite. That's my favorite album.
I can't tell.
I love that album. I reminded you that album was 20 years. So I don't know what you mean by that, man. That's my favorite album. I've always said it was my favorite album. But again, I'm sure y'all did a great job though, man. So y'all represent it. Yeah, that's his personal greatest album of all time. To me.
You just said that's your favorite album of all time. Breaking news. Sean's favorite rap album of all time. The God got good taste. I didn't think so, but
yeah, it's in my top 10. It's in my top 10, definitely my top 10, but not my greatest album.
You just said it was number one, man. You switching up
Never
already?
that. It's definitely my top 10. Definitely. So it's Hump Day, man. It's Hump Day. How you guys feeling out there, man? We good? Everybody's good? Everybody's breathing good, feeling good?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Everybody's healthy. I went to go get a haircut earlier, and dude, it was like a hurricane out that joint. Yeah, we got going on.
I'm gonna say like this, listen, I don't know what's going on with this weather, right? But it's September and it was 96 here today. It shouldn't be 90 anything in Philly in September. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to keep that down south. I mean, I had the air on blast since early this morning. You know what I'm saying? That's y'all weather. You know what I mean? Like, man, it's hot as hell up this joint.
Man, I was in Orlando for a couple of days, man, and it was humid down there. It was raining, then it stopped, got humid. It was horrible, man. I was just glad to get up out there, man. it was humid, man. That humidity down there in Orlando was ridiculous. And I was like, button up and everything, jeans. That was tough, man. So I was glad to get back a day short, man. I had to go down there on Sunday night, got back a day short, man. So I was supposed to be there up until I think tomorrow, but I thought I had to go to Chicago for some other stuff, and hopefully that's still good to go, man. But I know for me and Mark, this is that time of the year, man. But the weather's shifty. You don't know if it's gonna be hot, smutty.
Yeah,
you just don't know.
So basically, hoodie and some shorts. Like it might be cold, it might be hot. You're not really sure. So you dress for both occasions, I guess. I don't really even know.
Absolutely. So man, what's on y'all brain, man? What y'all want to start off with first? What you want to start off with, Mark? What you looking like, homie?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, right? Like, listen, I just sent some icebreakers, man. I don't even know, we can load them things up, but I gotta talk about something real quick, and I gotta give props where they do. The little yummy for the rapper Kodak Black, right? Now this guy, he always gets into some bullshit, but on this day, I had to salute him 100%. This guy went to a whole housing project and delivered air conditioners to every unit. You know what I'm saying? It's blaze. If you ever go to Florida, I know all of us been. If you ever go down there, it's blazing hot. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the summertime, blazing hot, right? He goes to a housing project, delivers AC units to the whole projects, and then the housing authority gets mad at him, talking about like, yo, he shouldn't have did that. I'm like, y'all ain't even pay for this shit he did. He doing something good. Why are y'all even in this business? Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? He did something good, man. You know what I'm saying? Anytime when you have somebody giving back like that, you know what I'm saying, to a place, he grew up at, you know what I'm saying? Just salute him and move on. It don't need to be all this, he didn't follow protocol. Fuck your protocol. Y'all wasn't giving them no AC. Y'all was letting them, for real, heat up and sweat to death. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker did something about it. So shut the fuck up.
Seriously. That's crazy. I mean, for a kid like Kodak, man, who always get hit with different things, like he's always in the news for silly things. He finally did something right. So I mean, to your point, man, like, hey, salute that brother, man.
So I was just like, that was just ridiculous to me. I'm just like, you don't do nothing like that. You just be like, you could have pulled him to the side, like, yo, next time, can you talk to us, before you back the truck up and but that ain't something that you go public with and then try to bash him about that. You don't do that.
What protocol?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I guess the housing authority does have a protocol about handing out free shit. I don't know what it is, but
I think it goes under. It depends on like whatever sanctions they have, where it's not covered under what they're probably already paying for.
Right.
So I think it's like Section 8 housing sometimes. I think they pay for certain things where you can't bring extra amenities inside the place, which I don't know how that works. So I don't know if that's something that they are saying you can't bring all of these air conditions because we already baked in how much the electrical bill going to pay. I mean, how much it's going to be per month based on what we have, because they may have like the units where it shuts off or it caps out. It might be like 75 degrees and that's it. So they have like a set payment every month for the electrical bill where you can't change that. So that could be it. I'm just thinking
maybe
a lot of people wait for that. Yeah.
So I think work around it though. Whatever it is, try to work around it.
Stacks, no different than in the barracks. Remember in the barracks, like it was a set temperature in the barracks. It was very hard to change the temperature in the barracks.
Yeah. There's only certain things you can have in the barracks.
Yeah. Right. OTT, what it do? Yeah, you're right, Becca. I mean, it's the housing authority, man. They don't play around. They don't play around with that, especially in Florida, man, because they be doing some weird stuff out there, man. Shout out to everybody in Florida, though. They be doing some weird stuff out there, man.
Guess what? Eighth housing authority, why don't you give them some AC units?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you mad about it, why don't y'all do it then?
Right. Absolutely. So Stats, what's on your radar, man? What's the deal, man? How you feeling out there?
Yo.
Ooh, this was crazy. Go ahead.
We made national news here in South Carolina, man.
I saw that.
Man, his name is Alex Murdaugh. Now his wife and his adult son got seriously killed. He's a big man here in South Carolina. He's a lawyer, part of a law firm or whatever. But it just came. He got shot. I want to say on the 4th of September, and they was looking for the cat that shot him or whatever. Come to find out, he planned his own suicide, and him and the guy he got shot, but he wasn't like it was a botched planned suicide on his behalf. Like he paid a guy to kill him so his other son could get the insurance money, and him and the guy confessed that it all was a set. Yeah, man. So now they're opening all these investigations. He shut down the law firm, I think. And now it's a question of how did his wife and his actual son die like earlier this year. So it's a big mess. And it's wild when you see it on like CNN, it's on a national stage. It says like prominent South Carolina attorney, they got all charges like attempted suicide. I didn't know it was attempted suicide. The shooter got attempted assisted suicide.
Streets need a body.
Yo, chill out, Becca.
Yo, I'm just trying to and the funny thing is that they said that it's not funny. They said the son was one of those affluent kids that was always getting into shit, but his parents' money was getting them out of it. One of those types. It's gonna be a Lifetime movie. Believe that.
Absolutely.
But
knowing Lifetime, they gonna rush it out there. You know what I'm saying? They be quick to jump on that shit. That shit gonna be done next month.
If it's a guy, especially Marvin, if it's a guy fucking up, they Lifetime on it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They probably in production right now. A lot of shit still fresh, live, like that.
Yeah, that's how they do too. You know what I mean? Oh, a man's in trouble. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
Absolutely.
But I have to say this. I'm sorry. I'm just glad it was not our people.
we kind of really don't do that. That's not really our thing. Like a lot of us don't even have insurance, so we wouldn't even know what's the premium. $6 a month. What is it? I don't know. What is it? You know what I'm saying? We don't know nothing about that. I'm sorry.
Right. Yo, that's crazy, man. What part of South Carolina? Columbia? Did they say?
Oh man, I want to say I don't think it's Columbia, bro.
That sounds like some upstate stuff, man.
I don't think it's Columbia. I have to find out, man, but I don't think it's Columbia, man. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be on fire. Yeah, you're right.
But they're gonna make a movie out of it, though. They definitely gonna make a movie out of this shit.
She says it's in Hampton. So Hampton, that's in Low Country, right? Isn't Hampton a Low Country?
I don't know. I smoked the dude boots and track hot on Hampton. That's what I know about fucking Hampton.
I think Hampton that gotta be the Low Country, man. It sounds like a Low Country area, man. Rika, is that?
Man. We're trying to give us that. That's not. I don't think that's us.
I'm sure that's you guys, man. I think Hampton is. I'm almost confident.
You're trying to give us the trash.
Rika, please let us know. Is Hampton the low? I think Hampton is the Low Country. I think it's near Charleston, Georgetown-ish.
I'm back.
Yeah, I told you.
Back. Shit.
It's the Low Country.
You said near Buford. That's near Hilton Head too, right?
Yes, Buford and Hilton Head about 40 minutes apart from each other.
Right,
like literally 40 minutes apart. I was stationed in Buford. I used to go to Hilton Head to the outlets. Michael Jordan got a house out there. Yeah,
man.
I told you that's some Low Country stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's affluent neighborhood, man. So I'm like, man, I'm like, you had to be over there with some money.
Hey, what the fuck I missed?
Wait a minute, say again, Stacks?
What the fuck I missed?
Oh, not you, Stacks.
No, what I missed though? I missed anything?
He getting to it.
He get into it now. We just, oh my goodness.
Hey yo, Mark. And this motherfucker, I heard he was getting into all types of shit, and just getting away with it. You know how that works. He still this shit you see on Law and Order SVU.
Yeah.
Or Law and Order where this rich kid just getting away with all kinds of shit. And I originally thought that somebody had said, you know what, this kid getting away with all kinds of shit. I thought that somebody had like randomly taken the law in their own hands and killed the wife and the son. But now
he white, ain't he? I bet he white. He white, ain't he? Oh, yeah. I should have known.
Man, that looks like some that's low country right there for real, man. So I should have known by the picture. That's low country.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for them old style mansions or whatever. Yeah.
I'm thinking the wife and the son's murder gonna eventually get pinned on him or somebody because he know it's all coming out now. It's a big mess. What? Must be fucking TV, man.
They got about 4 deaths associated with them. Oh my!
Yeah, Street do need a body. They got 4 of them on them.
Man, yo, man, be safe out there, man. That's all I can say. Be safe. So
y'all notice how Power made that shit like cultural now when they were saying that shit on the Verzuz last night. The Street need a body. I think that's kind of dope.
Yo, I know. You know what I mean? That's catching on everywhere, man. Seriously.
Queens. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Queens. Yeah. Yo, it's the Beckham, man. Yeah, them blue caps. So Merv, in your absence, we actually applauded really well. We talked about Kodak Black giving out air conditions to the projects, and he got shut down for that. They're not willing to pay for it, so we talked about that. And we also talked about
it's hot. It's fucking summertime, nigga. It's hot. Why the fuck he getting in trouble for handing out AC try to keep a nigga cold?
Housing authority ain't agree with it.
Shut that down. They shut it down. We had a good pod on that when you was out.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. We talked about y'all brethren in the low country. Next door neighbors. Down in Hampton, South Carolina. So insurance policy, Murder. This is your opportunity, man. Go ahead and put your plug in there, man.
These are associates.
Merv, look, I got you.
I got you.
So now, Merv, I'm up to talk about the icebreaker that Mark has sent to me. I'm going to talk about Drizzy, Drizzy and Ye. So Swizz was on. I forgot what. I think he was on.
He was on.
It wasn't the Breakfast Club, right? It was one of those talk shows.
It was one of those joints.
And he was saying that Ye came to him about having a versus against Drake, that's the only battle that Ye wants, which makes sense for those two to have a battle. But Drake never responded, or Drake never reached back out, and I guess Drake is not with it. I don't think Drake is trying to do anything at all with Kanye in no capacity.
But you know what? That's real Hollywood. You know what I'm saying, for what he did. Like, see, only in Hollywood do they do shit like this, where it's like, I mean, let me stab the boy in the back, but when I see him, that wasn't nothing, man. I mean, listen, I understand I gave Pusha T, I mean, all the info on your baby mom or whatever that, and the child that ain't nobody know about. But I mean, besides that, man, I mean, shit, it wasn't nothing. Like, only in Hollywood do they do goofy shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Street Team T, be on standby, T. Yeah, man. I mean, look, y'all, and look, we know Drake and Kanye, man. It's like those guys are acting like two old, bitter, people, man, that just don't like each other. They got all this money, man. Those guys, I think Drake might be close to being a billionaire. He should be close to it by now. All the money he's bringing in, but he's paying everybody else as well, though. Everybody in his pockets right now. So, I mean, these guys got cheddar, man. They got bread, man. And they at each other necks over nothing. Really, at the end of the day, it's really over nothing. It's some really petty stuff. And Drake is petty anyhow. He's not gonna let it go. He keeps saying I'm a Scorpio, so I guess he's letting you know that there's no forgiveness on my side. On my side of things, there's no forgiveness. But I guess my question for you guys, do you think do we deserve a Drake and Kanye battle, like a versus?
I don't think it would be huge, but I don't. They might go to blows, man. Both of them got disruptive personalities, unpredictable personalities, rather. So
yeah,
I don't know how it'll turn out, man. It could turn out bad. I mean, I don't know if any of them got no scraps, nothing like that. But it'll be funny to watch them swing on each other.
I think I mean for if they did one, it would have to be in two different places, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I mean Kanye started this mess, and Drake, you know what I mean, was petty right back. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like one of them things, you know, when you see two kids, like, yo, he started it though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I was just like, man, I mean, it would be cool, but it wouldn't.
Kanye, I think Drake being petty, kind of like nanny nanny boo boo kind of shit. You can't hear me, Sean?
Yeah, I got a note about something about the networks. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, but I think Kanye might legitly be fucking mad. I think Kanye might legitly be in his damn feelings, because Kanye is not used to being out pettied or outdone. Only person he accepts that to is Jay-Z. And he's still that's the only person that Kanye that will allow or accept.
That's funny, Rika.
What Rika said
just
now.
Man. Listen.
But so I think that was even fucking with Kanye even more, because other than that, every other body, I mean, nobody has really challenged him, or even if he challenged somebody, he's been able to damn thrive. Like that time he challenged 50 Cent, let both our albums drop, and he murked 50 on sales on the first day and all that shit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And included, you know what I mean, a couple 50 bars in a song on that album. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, you know, I mean, but I'm like, to me though, I'm just like, yo, I get where Drake coming from. It's just like, yo, dude, you know what I mean? Like, what you did though, like, how am I? Like, I ain't getting past that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know, I can't rock with you at all. Like, and I understand that.
So, Mark, you know the originality what started this shit?
I'm like, man, I'm gonna say like this. As far as what I heard, what kicked it into high gear is Drake. You know what I mean, was kind of open about his life, and this is before God's plan. You know what I mean, because I think Kanye helped write that or wrote that or whatever, and it kicked off before then. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, man, if you want to make a great record, you got to be transparent. You got to be able to put, you know what I mean, your life in it, and, you know, whatever Kanye's spell was. And then Drake, you know what I mean, revealed some information, you know what I'm saying, that got used way down the line. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard the God's Plan and a couple other songs were done well before they came out. You know what I'm saying? And that's how this whole shit kicked off, because how could Pusha T get the information? It's not like he was there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Kanye fed him the information, then Pusha T dissed him. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of corny. I mean, even though Pusha T's diss was thorough, it's still corny, you know what I mean, for how the whole shit came about, at least as far as what I heard.
Gotcha.
And, all right, Murph, what's your icebreaker, homie?
Well, we're gonna do a little continuation from last week and shit. Now, okay. I know, you know what I'm saying, like this is Sierra at the Met Gala. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that looked like she's I look like a football thing in her hand, and look like you know, she's represent. I think is that Russell Wilson jersey number?
Yes.
Oh no, okay, but she by her goddamn self. So either she's trying to make a statement that they strong and the rumors is false, But why the fuck she by herself? Was this doing a football game or some shit?
Well, it is football season, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he, it could have been, for the night of, a game they played. I don't really know. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, y'all know I'm following this goddamn story right here with this Russell Wilson shit. So
What up?
I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna be up on it. This is just a current thing right here. She's at the Met Gala and she got a Russell Wilson dress on, but she's by herself. I don't know if this is to let people know that we stronger than ever and full support. But your nigga Merv Dees will be your nigga Merv will be following this story and will be keeping you abreast of everything.
All right. Well, Merv, let me ask you in your opinion, is this, for like, yo, I'm supporting you, like, in your opinion, like, I'm supporting my man, and you think this is a smoke screen, like, all right, look, I'm going to just show that we cool, but really, I'm saying, I really hate your guts, and, I'm going to come after your shit, you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
I don't think there's a hate you. I don't think there's a hate your guts. This is one of them, we gonna stand strong together in the public eye, and since I gotta go by myself to avoid the rumors, just how I'm looking at this shit right now, like why the fuck you by yourself? If you didn't have Russell Wilson dress on, then I would have really been. What, you're late, Merv? Hey, don't take my joy. Hey, go away. Go away. This is Merv's gossip. This is Merv's gossip session. Okay, tabloids. This is Merv tabloids right now. It never goes away.
Where's the location of that? What was the location of this gala?
Oh, that was like in New York, right? The Met Gala is usually in New York.
Okay, so Russell, they got a home game, so New York, Seattle, so that might be a real good reason why he's not there. He got practice and things of that nature. It's only week 2, so I can see him not being there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say like this, like usually during the season, right? Like if you see what's the award show the sports doing, the ESPYs, right? Usually like in season, like when it's sports, some sports going on, those guys aren't there. You know what I mean? So in the summer, usually it's baseball that has that hectic schedule. So even if a baseball player is nominated for whatever he's nominated for, usually he ain't there and they accept the award on the behalf. Sometimes basketball, depending on when they do the ESPYs, like, so these teams in the finals, if you're in the finals, obviously you ain't going to be at the ESPYs. Yeah. So, for y'all, we ready to kick it off, man. You know what I'm saying? We know what we seen last night. Hey up, Street Team General Tayson, where are you? You know what I mean? We need you in the building right now. Verzuz, you know what I'm saying? That was crazy, That was definitely crazy. I enjoyed it though.
What, Tayson supposed to be on this motherfucker or something? Or you just shot him out?
Nah, I think he wanted to come on, to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
He must ain't say shit to nobody.
All right. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Hey, Tay, let us know something. Let's go ahead and talk about this. So I'll be honest with y'all. Before this damn Verzuz, they announced this verse last month, I think, and I heard it and it was like, I wasn't excited at all.
No.
What people looking forward to. Matter of fact, last night when it was announced, I fucking forgot that was even coming on. Like it wasn't even in my fucking memory bank. So I don't know how y'all felt, but I had like no urgency to remember, no excitement to see it. Ja Rule versus Joey Crack didn't excite me at all.
Man, you know what? I actually agree. Somebody text me like maybe when before they came to the stage, and they were just like, "Yo, Verzuz on? Are you watched?" I'm like, "Oh, Verzuz." I'm like, "Shit, all right." So let me turn it on. You know what I'm saying? Just put Trillo on the TV and then watched it or whatever. And I was pleasantly surprised. You know what I'm saying, of how good it was. I didn't think it was gonna be any good. I was just like, I was just like, man, I don't know how Ja performs now. It's been years since I seen him perform. I know Fat Joe, does the podcast and everything. I haven't seen him perform, in years. I just didn't know how it would be. But then when you watched it, you're like, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? You know, and it's more oh wow for Ja, like, damn, he still got it. You know what I'm saying? He
Well,
still
I
get the
expected
crowd
Ja to
hype and
win
all that.
though.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we all did. I think we all did because we thought that he had more hit records, right? And it's not that Joe's records ain't good. It's just that this ain't the right matchup for that. You
No.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but I think Ja, like the way he was on stage is the way, you know, when I seen him so many years ago when his first album that came out, and that was Holla Holla and all that shit. So that's even before all the records, you know what I mean, for real, with Ashanti and all of that. I seen him before then, but I mean he was just, he had energy, he was hype, you know what I mean? The crowd, was feeding off of him, and it was the same way last night. So I was pleasantly surprised that the
Yo,
energy was up
the crowd,
that high for him.
the crowd was singing his shit. Like
Yeah.
the crowd was singing his shit, and he had way more audience
Oh, absolutely.
participation than Fat Joe. Even when Fat Joe tried, it was like a whisper.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know. But that's what hit records do.
I think we all should have seen it. I think we all pretty much knew coming in. It's like y'all say, man. I really wasn't. I think we discussed when they made the verses, and we was like, nah, whatever.
Yeah.
But much like you, Mark, like I think a couple of days ago, I had a reminder. Might have been Monday or Tuesday. I'm like, oh shit, the verses is tomorrow between Ja Rule and Joey Crack. I will tell you, man, it was no surprise at all that Ja Rule, did what he did. Joey Crack can go, but he just doesn't have the hits that Ja Rule has. Ja Rule has those bangers that we all grew up on when y'all was in college. Me and Sean posted stuff like I was here in the world when this came out. I was like when the one with Ja Rule, Vita, and Lil Mo, which they came out and performed, which was bananas. I remember how popular that fucking song was, man. When that shit dropped in the club, everybody hit the dance floor, man. And everybody, you got the dudes doing Ja Rule parts, you got the chicks doing Lil Mo and Vita part, man. It brought back a lot. That's what I like about these verses. So much nostalgia just takes you back to where you were when these songs was like rocking, man. And it took me back to when I used to be a club head, man. And it was just so dope that they brought those ladies out to perform and stuff like that. Ja watched them. We knew that what it was going to be. But as far as Merv had a really good conspiracy theory during the verses. We had the thread at the end of the verses, Joey Crack made an announcement that pretty much proved Merv right or whatever before. Like I think it was 15 minutes before it was the end. You posted that conspiracy theory, and that's when Joe came out and said, "Look, nobody wanted to battle this dude. I decided, bring him out. Y'all need to give this dude his flowers." He said it just like that. I felt to that effect. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker was right the whole fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he deserved it. But the good thing about these verses is that it reminds us of these artists when they were at their height. Just like what Jadakiss was, but the verses help us not only remember, but it brings up those conversations. Like I think people forgot about Jada. I think you can say the same thing about Ja. Like my brother posted that 50 had everybody thinking, he dogged out Ja Rule and all that shit. I mean, but truth be told, you can't take away them hits that he had. He had them in hot and heavy abundance as we all saw last night.
Yeah, man. So Merv, we gonna post that track list. You know what I'm saying? We gonna post that track list, man, and just run through these Johns and see, you know what I mean, just what we thought, as it was happening, man.
Before we start the track list,
okay,
was I the only one that felt like like I still didn't. I had Joe to have any. To me, had no chance of winning.
I didn't have him winning. I didn't have him winning.
I didn't have no. I didn't have no before it. I didn't have.
Before.
I didn't give him a chance to win it. But the songs he chose, man, like I'm looking at the song like, dude, I know other songs that you could have played that would have at least made it a little bit of a damn challenge. Like
I agree.
I don't know if he just wanted to go down memory lane of his. It seemed like he did his favorite tracks instead of the people's favorite tracks. Because
I feel you. And you know what I'm gonna say though? You know what I mean? For like, man, you know, especially all four of us, because you gotta understand our podcast started, you know what I mean, with the battles first before this actual podcast, right?
Right.
And the one thing that we always said, even when we were doing the battles, right? You know what I mean? When you start following somebody in the battle, you're asking to lose. And I think that's what happened. Joe started following Ja Rule in the battle. I'm like, Joe, this cannot be a good strategy right here. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
I don't know. I don't think you followed him in the battle.
Second half, he did.
The second half,
he did.
Yeah, but that's when he did better.
I think he tried to set the tone. He tried to bring Ja to the streets because he kept saying it even before the battle. He kept saying, "I'm gonna bring him to the streets." So he thought playing Flojo, which is in his mind is the best track he ever made, because that's the track that got him on the map. And he thought that Flojo was going to get that round, but he didn't see Ja coming back with that Murder Inc. stuff. Like he forget, man. Like Ja was making street records before he got into those girl records, like those records that was really banging in the club.
Right.
And don't get it twisted. Irv Gotti was a monster back then when it came to he was an A&R genius. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, you know, at the end of the day, I think that Joe had he misshot. And even to Merv's point about him giving Ja his flowers, I thought about that last night again, and I'm seeing Joe starting to respond and apologize for things. I think Joe tried to clean it up at the end of the show by giving his flowers. I think Joe was trying to go in there to really beat Ja, because Joe has a lot of pride. If you listen to Joe's podcast, he talks really big about himself, like calling himself the biggest. He has records. He has this. He has that, because he has Khaled. You know what I mean? You got Khaled in your corner, you automatically think that you got more than what you really have. And Joe, I love Joe's catalog. I love his street records. I love his B-side more than anything.
I think he's a good spinner. He's a decent
I think with Joe, it's like he got good records, right? He has a lot of good records, but he don't have a lot of great records.
Right.
That's probably the difference, right? So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me use this analogy, right? Like when you look at the Milwaukee Bucks, the team that won the championship, obviously Giannis is the superstar basketball player, right? And Chris Middleton is a good player, but he ain't Giannis. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's difference between superstar and star. And I think, you know, with Joe's records, they're good, but maybe one or two are great. Lean back, you know what I'm saying, all the way up, that really got buzz all the way around. The other ones, they're good. And it's records that I like personally, but I'm just like, to the masses, it's like, well, Mark, I mean, it's good, but you know, it ain't all that though. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I can understand it.
But Merv, I mean, if you heard all those features, like, do you think Joe is like not even shining on the features? Like,
let's dissect this shit. Let's start to dissect it.
Let's get to this track list, man. We got to get to this joint.
All right. So
round one.
The first round, that's when Fat Joe started off with Flo Joe, and Ja Rule. Fat Joe went first, started with Flo Joe, and Ja Rule came with Is Murder, featuring Jay-Z and DMX.
Oh,
you're not beating that. You're not beating that. I'm sorry. And Flo Joe is a classic record. Like, that's the record that got Joe the deal. That's the record that got Joe on the map.
I'm like, man, I'm trying to tell you. You know what's crazy with that FloJo record? They like before I heard the song, seen the video, they play a snippet of the song, but it was like a commercial where he had a chainsaw and he was cutting the dude up, and the dude was bound and gagged or whatever. Like that's the first time I ever seen Fat Joe. Like, yo, this shit is real. You know what I'm saying? and he cut the bull with the chainsaw. Like that shit was nuts.
Hey, pull up, pause, time out, boom, stop, boom. Let me break. Since we only on round one, go ahead, though. You can't look. Yo, hey.
Well, I wasn't ready, but good thing I mean, a good thing I wasn't doing anything crazy like digging in my nose or something.
Well, I'm glad you wasn't. The whole goddamn world saw you digging in your nose, but shit. We try to bring your ass on.
I guess I gotta stay ready.
Yeah, hell yeah. So you don't have to get ready. We talking about the first. We talking about the first round, so that's why I brought your ass on.
Well, hey everybody.
We ain't got time for all that. We got time for all that. Yo, round one. We talking about Fat Joe. Song FloJo versus Ja Rule is Murder featured Jay-Z and DMX.
Yeah, it's
and we're talking about like that FloJo, you just was not beating that song. Like
it wasn't. It just wasn't. Like, you know, seriously.
Sean, when did FloJo come out? Was that like an underground song that ended up going classic above ground?
Sean, we was young boys. We was young boys.
Like 94.
We was young boys.
Like 90,
93, 94.
93, 94.
We was young boys.
That was with the Digging in the Crates crew. That was Digging in the Crates crew.
DRT's Diamond D. Like,
yeah, Big L. That was during that time. Yeah. That was the first thing I heard from Fat Joe. Like,
so he must have thought it was an older crowd last night.
He thought that he was going to hit nostalgia. Because when you play FloJo, in his mind, he compares FloJo to like Nas Illmatic, right? When you hear Illmatic, it takes you back to that beginning of Nas. Like Live at the Barbecue. When you hear Live at the Barbecue, when he's a Streets Disciple, you know, when you hear that, that's nostalgic Nas. Or when you hear Jay, when you heard Jay the very, very first time, that's where Joe compares that song. He can put
so you feel that he compares. So that's
his juicy. FloJo is Joe's juicy. At Big's
what's the
you know what
what's the Jay-Z what's the Jay-Z Foxy song again?
Ain't no nigga.
Yeah.
So that's Fat Joe ain't no nigga.
Yes.
I mean that's what he thought.
Well, you know, if you look at whatever Jay's street anthem is, right, where he first came out, was that Dead Presidents? You know what I mean? When a lot of people first heard him,
yes.
Nas, you know what I mean? You talking about Nas halftime, shit like that.
Yeah,
Live at the Barbecue. Like, Fat Joe thinks FloJo is like that compared to them, but it's not quite that. You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna say, Mark. Like he played to him, FloJo was like a banger. He played songs that he liked. He didn't play songs that was actually
he played his personal favorite.
That was actually going to work for the verses. Like you could tell the first, I would say maybe 5-6 songs. Joe played songs he liked, that he liked to perform, that he would actually play his own shit in his house. He did not play songs that would get the crowd going because the DJs did not hype us up at all. So I was excited for the verses, but the first 20 minutes I was like this.
But you know what?
I was trying to be a whole nigga, and the DJs was like whack. Which is surprising because technician and DJ is dope. But last night I was like, all right, let's get this party started because I was not hyped at all until Jock came out.
But I'm gonna tell you, man, it's like you know what I'm saying? It's almost it's the way I look at the way he looked at FloJo, right? You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a sneaker reference, right? It's kind of like, you know what I mean? I remember, you know, when the Air Forces, and then they had the Nike Delta Force, right? And the Delta Force wasn't quite the Air Force. They ain't quite on the same level, you know what I mean? But that's what he thinks this song is, and I'm like, Joe, it's shit from your earlier days that is better than this.
That's
Like,
a pretty good analogy.
you know what I'm saying?
better.
Seriously,
But
it's shit from your earlier days is better than this.
To Joe's credit, a lot of people in the streets, they do consider Flo Joe like that one. In his catalog, that's his one. But
But
we don't agree. You know what I mean?
right.
Okay, and so what it sound like I'm hearing is Flo Joe is a local classic.
Absolutely.
A local classic.
I would say that.
And he wasn't performing in the locals. Granted, he was in New York,
Right.
but he felt like he was in his borough and his own crowd from his block. And he wasn't. Like Verzuz is fucking nationwide now. And even though it's a New York crowd, like, yeah, he could have did something so much better with
I think if he was on his block, he'd have won that. But
exactly. On his block.
But he ain't. That's the point. But he ain't.
You know, people had that one tight, but again, it's just because of the age. That song doesn't age well.
No,
it did not age well.
Yeah. And when you hear DMX growling coming on in the intro of his murder, like, you can't beat that. I'm sorry, you can't beat that. Yeah. So not many people would have beat that first round with Job, man. Not many.
That wasn't it for Joe. That just wasn't it. All right, let's go to 2. Let's go to number 2.
And this is where the death began.
So Job got that one.
Yeah.
What the hell? Got that one. Yeah.
Queens get the money.
Get the fuck out of here, Sean.
Okay. My bad.
All right, so
that's gonna pop up.
God damn.
Again,
is Fat Joe My Lifestyle?
No.
Fat Joe My Lifestyle versus Jay-Z. Can I Get a featuring Ja Rule? Jay-Z, Ja Rule, and Emil.
Yeah.
So My Lifestyle versus Can I Get a?
Joe, no, just no. This My Lifestyle isn't even in my top 20 Joe records.
No,
it's not even there in my Fat Joe records. That's not even on the list.
Right.
No, Joe.
I was never a fan of that song.
Instead of Flo Joe, no, Joe. No, Joe.
Hey, what did the say? The fight is sick.
And technically, you can in Verzuz, the original rules is you can play a song that you produced or wrote. It don't have to only be songs that you're in, but it's still got to be good songs. Like by this, even though this is really early, it has to be good songs. It has to be a song where you be like, yo, because I know early on when the producers was doing it before we started to go to artists, it was always a constant. Yo, I didn't know he did that song. Yo, I didn't know he wrote that song. I didn't know he produced that song. Fat Joe with this one, it was more so like, you're gonna come back with that after he played DMX.
Right.
Like, make it make sense. And this is only round 2, and we were so I was confusion. Like, what's happening here?
Becca, you right. I would think he would call it a fucking audible or change up the whole game plan after that first round.
Well, Merv, I'm glad you referenced sports, because I think that because Crack kept mentioning that he's been doing this for a long time, and he said that Ja Rule, we've been at the last 15 years. But y'all know this thing in sports and football, well, mainly in basketball, called a bad matchup, where one team might be better than the other.
Yeah.
It's just a bad matchup.
Yeah.
All last night, like very early on, I was like, man, this is not good.
This is not going good. This is not good for Joe.
And it did because, I mean, Ja Rule ended up playing some shit. Well, you know what? I'm not going to get ahead. But it was just a bad matchup, man. It was, and early on, we could tell that.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like my homie said, he's like it. He like Mark. I mean, no disrespect, but it looked like Trae Young versus the Sixers. You know what I mean? Just a bad matchup for them. I'm just like, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
That's a good analogy.
Hey,
that's really good.
What? At that point, we get to it after this 20. I feel like it was so many other. He still would have lost, but so many other songs that he could have done that made it more of Interesting challenge. That's all I'm saying. Let's go to round 3.
Hey, Merv. Hey, Merv. You know what, man? It's like, listen, I get what you're saying. It's like, listen, dude, you're going to lose, but you don't have to lose by 25. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
You don't got to lose by 3 touchdowns.
Right. That's all.
You can lose by a touchdown. You can lose by 1 touchdown. 1 touchdown is fine.
That's what
You don't got to lose by 3.
His goal.
Listen, y'all.
If his goal was to do the verses just so that Ja can get some love, he succeeded because Ja got all the love last night.
Definitely did.
Joe got none.
Joe
if this versus was just to give Ja his flowers, he got a whole field of flowers.
I don't believe that because Joe is a prideful guy. I watch his podcast a lot, and he just talks so much big game. Like I think he had to concede at the end because Ja was getting the crowd. I don't want to get ahead, but Ja was getting the crowd involved. When you play that second song, "Can I Get Her?" Because that "Can I Get Her" is actually that's Ja Rule record. They put that on Jay's album as well as Ja's album. Def Jam gave that song. No, Def Jam gave that song to Jay as well because Ja was. It was on soundtrack. It was on 3 records. It was on the soundtrack.
Yeah, it was on 3 different records. You're right.
Absolutely right. But that was a Ja. That was originally a Ja song. But
matter of fact,
it was a Rush Hour.
Hey, Sean, this is a true story. You know what I mean? For that was his record first. You know, this is when my brother was working at Def Jam. My brother was like, "Yo, he like Ja Rule. I've just met him, and he recited this song to me. You know what I mean? For real, like like we were in the back." And he just like it was no music and nothing, but he was like the boy at energy. He was hype. He's like, I felt he was like, listen, there was no music behind it, but I felt like this was going to be a hit record. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it ended up being a hit record.
Right.
Because the ultimate goal, as far as this discussion, is to take the credit away from Jay-Z, but
it's really not. It was just that good of a record, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah. Because
this song is on Veni Vidi Vici.
Yes,
it's on Veni Vidi Vici, Rush Hour, and volume.
Was that volume 2, right? Yeah,
volume 2, Hard Knocks. Yeah. They made it a single for Jay, just in case, because they didn't know how the other records were gonna go until Hard Knock Life came. But that's neither here nor there. We can get into
here and there, nigga.
Man.
Yeah, exactly. Brooklyn, stand up.
So that's another round for Ja, right?
Yeah, that's another one. That's 2-0. You know what I mean?
Nigga!
We're not gonna do this all night. We're not gonna do this all night, Sean. We're not about to do this.
You know they got a Tuesday. You know they got the Mervin Stack show on Tuesday. You can talk about Queens all night if you want.
So listen, round 3, right?
Okay.
He did better.
This was a little closer, Merv. This was a little closer.
He did a lot better because listen, that
still lost, but
that I Shot Your remix is bananas. The beat is bananas.
Definitely.
He had the
LL Cool J, Keith Murray, Fat Joe, Foxy Brown, Shot Your remix. Look, listen. This is the only song. With this one against Murdergram, Ja Rule, DMX, and Jay. That's the only song. That's the only song Ja could have played.
Absolutely.
To beat that last night.
Absolutely.
And he did. And he did.
He did. Because Joe's verse is irrelevant. I'm sorry, man. Joe, if you get a chance to hear this, I'm sorry. But Joe's verse is the most irrelevant verse on that record.
It really is.
It was the most irrelevant verse on that record. You got Prodigy, you got LL, and you got
Keith Murray, Foxy.
Keith Murray and Foxy.
Keith Murray.
Yo.
Murray was that dude.
Come on, man. You're not doing anything with that verse.
I'm gonna say like this. I think Joe, should have had Pun write the verse and then he do it on that record. That's probably what should have happened.
Right. And Ja, he casually just bring out this murder again, like casually, like this is my record. Like,
listen, Ja was playing with that nigga. Ja said, "I was waiting for you to play that."
Yeah. And he was messing with him.
Ja was ready, bro.
Ready.
Ja was ready.
He was messing with him.
Listen, Ja, I feel like Ja pulled a goddamn Patriots and was at Fat Joe camp and recorded his goddamn track list. That motherfucker had.
He was doing like little brother stuff. You know how like when your little brother mess with you? That's what it felt like. Like at some
point. Game tapes, man. Studied game tapes.
Y'all that pay attention to boxing. Ja Rule because the first 10 Fat Joe went first. Ja Rule counterpunch was unfucking believable last night. That nigga duck came up, pow.
Yeah.
That nigga
look like Floyd Mayweather. Wow. Look like Floyd Mayweather last night.
Yeah. He understood what they said. He understood the assignment.
Yeah, right.
He understood the assignment.
I told my homeboy last night. I told my homeboy last night. I said, people forget that Ja got Irv Gotti in his corner. Do you not think for a second Irv Gotti probably lined up this whole track listing for him? Like, people, look, you can say what you want to say about Irv, because if you want to ride with 50, please do. But look, Irv is an A&R genius. Irv knows where his song should go. He knows how it should feel. And let's not get it twisted. Ja is a performer. Ja had to perform with Jay and X and Redman and Method Man on these Def Jam tours. They had to be groomed. You know it.
I'm gonna say like this:
camp to get ready for those tours.
Irv had that bull Mike Geronimo popping before he even got Ja. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, really. Irv has a good ear for music, a real good ear for music. I gotta give him I give it to Irv on that.
Ja is high energy. So when he came on stage, I just knew. I was sitting there chilling, but then when Ja came on stage, I just automatically felt a surge of energy, because I knew he was going to be bouncing all over the stage, messing with Joe, the jokes, because they have been taunting each other online anyway. So I was ready for the antics during the verses, and Ja delivered, because Fat Joe was scared. You could tell at some point he was out of breath. He was definitely. What did Ja Rule say? He was going to sweat him out his what? Out his something, he said?
Out his clown boots. He had them clown shoes on.
Yeah, he was definitely sweating.
All right, let's get to that next round.
Ja won that
round 4. Man, you don't get the fuck out of here, man.
Yo, dude. Raising Kanan, Yummy for that show is talked about on Tuesdays, not today.
Okay.
All right.
This is hilarity.
Again.
Because we all when that drop.
So round 4. Round 4, he had he performed the song "The Enemy," Fat Joe featuring Big L.
Listen, Big L.
Big L is a lyrical legend.
It was definitely a big, huge L.
And I think he thought playing a song with Big L would have got the crowd involved and whatnot.
And again, that's not the Big L song, though.
Right.
If it was the right Big L song, maybe.
That was like his third Big L song he played. Like this is like the third Big L song. Like, come on, Joe.
I ain't mad at that though. He needed that.
Hey, I'm gonna say like this. If he was gonna play Big L, play the Big L song he did with Pac. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know you ain't on it, but play that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna play Big L.
Big L was so fucking unbelievable, bro.
And then Ja Rule came back with Holla Holla.
Take that off the screen.
Yeah,
come on.
Rap.
Crazy. Rap. He just came with Holla Holla, just very casually.
Holla.
Very casually.
When that beat dropped, man, I shook my head like Sean just now. Like when that doom, I'm like, oh my god.
Yes. That's when you like this.
Yeah.
Like this.
Dude. Look,
this is back in the day when I'm on the dance floor, like y'all know Holla.
Word.
Yeah.
Man.
You can't beat that. You just can't.
You can't beat that. And I was so glad. At that moment, I felt good that Ja was getting the love. Because remember I told y'all, I said, if people don't be haters, Ja's going to smoke Fat Joe. If people
all said that. What the fuck you talking? We all said that.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We felt that it was going to kind of go that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all said that.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm like, man, I'm gonna say like this. I'm gonna say like this. To me, I'm like, yo, this was gonna be bad, but I'm like, for it to be this bad this early, I'm like, man, yo, I'm like, dude, it's the first quarter. You know what I mean? You can't be down by that much in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? I thought he'd at least be up by 10, but it was up by 30 in the first quarter. Like, come on, game's over already.
Right. But Mark, it's one of those things where even with that song, man, Joe was reaching again because if y'all remember when Holla Holla came out, that was like 99 when Holla Holla came out. Yep. Everyone was saying holla, like everyone was saying holla back. Like he started that holla.
But Fat Joe went first. What you mean? This was a count. This was a Jarvis said,
It was a setup.
There was a count. What you mean?
Man.
Fat Joe went first.
I'm gonna tell you.
Y'all said you can go first. I'm like, oh shit, this is a setup.
I know. This crazy record. I'm like, this record's so crazy. Even the fans on the West Coast was feeling this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
With the Dipset and the Locks, who went first?
Locks went first, right?
Locks went first.
Locks
Okay,
went
all right.
first.
Well, never mind.
Locks
Never mind. I'll just wonder. Okay. So the round 5.
That's when Joe played like 8 songs. You know what I mean? Was that
Joe won that last one too, right?
Huh? Yeah, Joe won all 4 so far. Joe's up 4.
Joe got 4 right now. This is the first.
The only round that Joe, y'all mean for real, like even had a chance was round 3 and he lost. So he you know, it's 4-0.
So round 5, y'all, is Fat Joe did MOP and Remy Ma Annie Up remix with Fat Joe Big Pun.
That's tough.
Oh,
this one I got hyped because when this song come on, I'm automatically running mine.
And I gave Crack this one off the strength of fucking Remy.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. No
yeah, because I mean,
he definitely would not have gotten it if Remy did not come out.
At the same time, though, that Annie Up, that was another one when that shit came on in the club.
Yo,
I was definitely I was Remy Ma. I was like this. This is the first time I was like, finally, Joe, finally. You couldn't
which I can bring come back. Bitch, run that. Bitch, run that. Like, yo.
Yo. She got in jaw face.
Was that shit.
That was me.
When she got in jaw face, I was like, yo, about to get crazy out here. Like,
right.
Because when Annie
Tina,
when Annie up came on the club,
take off the
you gotta know where you at.
I get my doors to do you dirty. They all 7:30 rock a ski man. Brother,
what you mean?
Yo, Annie Up was the shit. Period.
Y'all know what else was dope though? Why? Another reason I give it to it wasn't Remy was rapping pun lyrics.
Yeah, that was Pun Joint.
Yes.
That's when the beat dropped and Pun, y'all mean for it was just going in.
Yeah,
he did his verse. That was dope. That was dope.
In concert.
4-1, right?
Yeah.
The thing
about
and I'm gonna say,
you gotta know where you are, man. When Annie Up comes on, you gotta steal the room.
Take your show money. Take your drug money. Yeah. Yo, get that fool. Cause I don't know money, hate people, hate slow money. What you mean? Run that.
You got it. Relax.
Sorry.
Hey, y'all. Hey, for my audience, we're gonna apologize for Becca. She's having a little homesickness. She's from New York and she's been in Carolina for the last, such and such.
7 years.
She sometimes have flashback like Tourette.
Yeah.
And excuse her. She missed New York.
But that put me back in the club back when I was a club head, man. Like sweating.
I was in the club all night last night.
But here's the thing, though.
I was in the club all night.
I'm gonna say like this. Here's the thing.
Nigga last night.
It's like even though that won, Ja still played a good record.
Right.
Like he still played a good record.
Yeah.
He just didn't win. That's all.
Yeah.
Right.
This was a round where I'm gonna give it to Joe, but damn, Ja came, but I gotta give it to Joe.
You got
the first 4 rounds. It wasn't like that. It was like, Joe, what the fuck are you doing? All right, Ja won that. Ja was, you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. It's kind of like, okay, this motherfucker getting drugged 4-zip. mean, because this is just the closest it's gonna be right here. We gotta give him that one.
And Remy Martin.
True.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
only
Well, Remy pushed that over the
Only
top.
because
You know what I mean? Remy,
Yeah.
I think Remy pushed that over into the win column. Like,
She did.
because he was not making good choices.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 4. So
Right.
he was already on the floor bleeding. It was like 9, 10. Like we was already counting him out. He had to come and jump back up with Remy.
I think round 3 was close, but Josh still won it. I think it was close, but Josh still won.
Remy came with that CPR shit. Whew. Whew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Like I've been,
Like,
yo,
for
Stack.
real.
I've been in the club. I've been in the club in San Diego when Annie Up come on, and
What
my
year was that?
homeboy was. It was like in 2000. I was in recruiter school, like in 2003, 2004, something like that. And my homeboy had to put me back. He said, "Yo, get off the floor right now." Like,
Yes.
you're not from
this is
around
the
here.
Black people's mosh pit song.
Right. He
It's
was like,
this
"You're
one
not from
and
around
do the
here."
move, bitch. Get out.
Right.
Like when this Annie Up remix comes on, it is Black version of mosh pit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you're not with it, you need to go to the bathroom, step off the dance floor,
Yeah.
because you will
He
get
said, "Yo,
hurt.
get
Especially,
off the-"
and it's the dudes and the females. Because once
Yeah.
again, when that Remy verse drop, all of us all of a sudden we we thugging it out. We drug dealers, we whole niggas, right? So you know what I'm saying? This is a song where everybody and a DJ plays this song, they already know it's about to get crazy.
Yeah. And motherfucker just jumping, yo. Motherfucker just jumping. It's just and
Yeah.
that move.
Yeah. And if you're not wearing Tim's, if you're not wearing Tim's and the baggy jeans and not dragging the floor, don't get on the dance floor.
Hey.
Like, just sit this one out. It's okay. Sit this one out.
I'm gonna tell you, you need to be wearing Timbs when that come on. You have to have on Timbs.
Listen,
Mark, that's the only way.
Sneakers ain't gonna work.
Mark,
Like
that's the only
your
way.
feet getting tore up along with the rest of you.
If you got
your
on heels,
your feet getting tore up.
Listen,
absolutely.
Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what this is equivalent to. Becca, I don't know if you can relate to this unless you play games, but for my gamers, my Maddens, all right, let me tell you what round 5 was, him winning round 5. You know, with Madden, we had this. You go up 21-0, and the other person get the ball back. They got the score right now, or it's a fucking skunk, and you get off the fucking game and give it up to somebody else. All right, Joe was about to get skunked. He had the fucking score. The shit was all the way fucking over. He had to get the fuck up. That one around 5 was like somebody going up 21-0 at Madden. You get the ball. If you don't score right now, game over. You get the fuck up.
And that's not even his song.
Right.
That's the chains get snatched. I've seen guys chains, like I honestly seen shirts come off.
Shake braids off. Like, yes.
Yeah.
I've seen some hellified shoving during that song, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you don't want to get shoved, get off the floor, because it's
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
So Joe brought Remy. We was like, okay, what the fuck you got up his sleeve now? We go to round 6. We got they brought Remy Ma back. Fat Joe kicking Remy all the way up.
I gave it to Fat Joe. I gave it to Fat Joe.
Ja Rule featuring Case, living it up. I
gave that to Fat Joe. I was just like one of the few that he won, but I gave it to Fat Joe.
I did too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But why did Fat Joe get that round again?
Because of Remy. Because of Remy. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a better song though. I think it's a better song. You know what I'm saying?
I think
it's a better song.
Yeah, it is.
I never like that living up song.
I like, man, you know, if you want that disco feel, okay, cool. You want to get your crystal ball on and shit. But I was like, yeah, you know, I still like Butch Call better. All the way, you know.
So let me say this: the song is better, but if Remy don't come out, Ja would win that for the straight reason that Fat Joe is just not a good fucking performer, and Ja Rule energy would have carried over that round. That's why I'm saying Remy, because of Remy.
Yeah,
This is true. I'll agree with that.
I agree.
So round 7, Fat Joe, Nas, Big Pun, Jadakiss, Raekwon, John Blaze, still not a player, versus Ja Rule. You feeling Charlie Baltimore down ass bitch? Listen, y'all. Listen.
Yeah, definitely. I really wanted to see Charlie Baltimore on stage.
But,
I was
hold
expecting.
Hold on.
I was expecting her to come out for real. I really wanted to see her.
Before we talk about Ja, because I want to end this round on a good note. Listen, this round made me felt like it was a fucking game. Like I couldn't take Joe serious no fucking more. Because this motherfucker played a pun song.
Yeah.
And that he just let the nigga.
He said he was the producer
and was just dancing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on, what the fuck is he doing?
He said he was the producer. Yeah, I mean, and Ja was like, well, what buttons did you push?
Right.
Yo, this is what
the fuck is going on here?
Right.
Y'all ever been somewhere and y'all see somebody else going through some shit, like maybe somebody fall down in a grocery store or something like that, and you feel embarrassed? Like you actually feel embarrassed when you see somebody else getting fucked up?
Yeah.
That's how I felt with this shit right here playing last night. I was like, yo, had to come to this? Had to really come to this show? I'm laughing at this motherfucker now. I'm like, nigga, you got nothing else in your fucking arsenal? You play a pun?
That was interesting. You're right, Merv. That was an interesting one. I don't know what he was thinking about on that one, but that was an interesting one.
I think to be honest, if he just would have did John Blaze, I probably would have gave him more credit and maybe even gave him the round. You know what I'm saying? But he had a punch joint in there that he had nothing to do with. You know what I'm saying? I can't give him credit for that.
He was trying to steal the round. He was trying to steal the round. That's all.
By using a pun.
Yeah.
I can't.
Pun.
I'm like,
I feel like Joe did that. I feel like Joe did that a lot. Like he pulled the pun card too much.
Yep.
Like in the beginning, he pulled the big L too much. Like, okay, you did songs with Big L. Okay, great. And then after a while, all he had to do was keep pulling out pun songs. And we're like, okay, you did songs with pun. We miss him. Rest in peace. Like we get it.
Right.
I'm gonna say like this: if he would have kept it just with John Blaze, I might have gave him that round.
John Blaze is a tough record.
But he did.
In most battles, John Blaze gonna win. In most battles. But again, he had the worst verse on the whole fucking song.
No, but you know what? His verse was a little better because I think Pun wrote that verse for him. I think he wrote that one.
He probably did.
You know what I mean? Because he sounded a lot better than he usually sounds.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like,
the heavyweights on that record.
Yeah.
Heavyweights on that record.
He had to have Pun right for him. I'm just like, yo, we got Nas, we got Ray.
We
can't. Like, yo, Joe, you can't do your bullshit on this record. Like, I already know that's the conversation to have.
And my like crack. Hey, don't fuck it up.
Right.
For real. Like, you know, like, man, that's why I'm like, yo, man, Joe, I remember my brother saying that. He was like, damn, Joe sound real good on that. I'm like, that's probably because Pun wrote it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, but he lost a round by including Pun's other record, which he had nothing to do with. So I can't give him a win. You know what I mean? For that, I can't.
You act like nigga, you act like you tried.
No, I think if he would have kept it with John Blaze, I probably would have gave him the round, but he did, and that's the problem.
Okay. So next one, Fat Joe featuring Jeezy, Ha Slow Down.
I love that song. I love that song.
Yeah, this one is an easy wash. Like
this is arguably one of Ja to me. This is just me. This is one of Ja Rule's best tracks of all time. I'm sorry.
Yes, it is. I agree.
Ja Rule, Lil Mo Vita, Put It On Me.
Yes.
Once again,
since you mentioned games, remember I want to say. I'm a little old, so excuse me. I'm not sure if it's Mortal Kombat or Tekken, where they was like finish him.
That's Mortal.
I think that's Mortal Kombat.
Right, that's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. That's Mortal Kombat. Okay, because those are the only games I played was Tekken and Mortal Kombat. But this right here is the finish him. This is Ja thinking he had something going because he played Pun so many times. Remy Ma's out there with her thighs and shit, so he thought he had it in the bag. and then Ja was like, finish him.
Yeah.
That was it. Because once Little Mo came out, for her 4'11" sounded, oh man, she sounded amazing. Vita, they both was great.
Hey, Becky,
I was definitely standing on the couch like this, like I was on the couch like crazy.
Yeah. I was waiting for. I was like, there's no fucking way Pun gonna pull out people and Ja don't pull out nobody. I was waiting. And when Ja said, "Well, since you want to pull out Remy, I got somebody myself." And then we
already knew Ashanti was gonna be there. I could have did out Ashanti.
No. Hey, Becca. You're not gonna talk about my girl,
man. I'm gonna say like this. Here, one thing about this round. One thing about this round. Fat Joe came good, but Ja came better. That was that. Hey, Mark, Fat Joe's record was good, but it wasn't as good as Ja's.
Hey, Mark, what I tell you?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was definitely.
Yeah, that was
definitely.
That was a great counterpunch right there. That was great defense, great counterpunch.
Real quick. I think we have to mention the historical.
Yeah, she is.
Context of this song. When this song came out, that was all you heard on the fucking radio. Like that. This song.
Every day.
I can honestly say, like, a song. This is a song that I think I might have, when it came out, I think I heard this song on the radio more than any other song I ever heard. Like in the last 20 years. Nobody ever got tired of it. It's never got old. Never.
We was definitely singing these songs to dudes.
Yeah.
This is a hood love song.
I'm gonna say like this: the ladies played this shit so much, right? Yeah, I mean, even if you're a guy and you weren't really feeling the song at first, you started feeling the song, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, like seriously, like, yo, she gets in your car, right? Yeah, I mean, this is what she want to hear. I mean, man, you're going to accommodate, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool, I'll play that shit. And she, you know, she's singing to you while, and then you just, shit ain't that bad. Like, and then you start liking it. So now she ain't even in the car, and you still playing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and then if you went to the club or whatever, they still was playing this shit. So you couldn't escape this song no matter where you were. You just had to like it.
You had to like it. You had to respect that song, man.
Absolutely.
Like,
and this song it still plays, and
it plays well. It still plays well.
This song definitely aged very well. But at this point of the verses, it went real left for Joe. At this point, and this round is where it went completely left. But I don't know where he thought he was going. He took that car and drove it somewhere else.
He misjudged it because, again, you guys have to remember, like, Ja was like one of the highest selling artists during this time. And Ja sold more records than everybody did. You can hate all you want. You can feel how you want. Ja was, it was X, and then Ja came and picked up where X left off at when it comes to record sales during that era. Ja was outselling everybody. Jay, everybody. He was outselling those guys, not even about a million or two. He was outselling about 3 to 4 million. He was doing numbers.
Yeah.
And he was at the top of his game. When this song came out, he was at the very peak, at the very top, where it was a Ja Rule song at every party, every club. He was touring. It was this was when Murder Inc. was like really doing it.
And this was, and Ja was that nigga you play when you want everybody going to fucking dance floor. Right. And also the niggas on the niggas that do dance when they get dance floor, they're snatching up a honey. Bring your ass here.
Yes.
And you know, and I think Stack said this. I don't know if you said this last night typing or you said it today. I can't remember, memory bad. When Ja Rule, when them kind of Ja Rule songs come on, the nigga saying the verse to the girl like he's Ja Rule. during this era, you talking to the girl like you Ja Rule.
Yeah,
like,
because you can get up close on her and say you're right. You can get up close on her.
And
You got about a waist, you know you. Yeah. All right.
Crazy.
Do all the lyrics to Vita's flow, and every chick was singing Lil Mo's part, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man, that is a classic.
Even if you ain't on the dance floor bull, you had to go on the dance floor. Cause I'm like, this was the night where it's like, yo, listen, if you do this, right, she might come home with you. You know what I mean? She really might come home with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. You gotta get
Your market is a sneeze bag, man.
No, but he right. No, listen, he right there because this song right here. This is the song where whatever broad you dance with from this song, you got her for the next 3 songs.
Yeah. I'm like, man, I mean, shit. Like, shit, you really, I mean, for real, you should have been thanking Ja Rule as the song was on. Thank you, Ja. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Yeah. Thank you.
So one thing again, this was one of those songs that warmed up. It's funny Murph said that. This was one of those fast songs that warmed up. They played this song post the last call because this would be the song they play right before they play the last song as far as slow jam. So that's like the warm up joint to get them on the floor. Okay, they on the floor, so they gonna stay there. So Murph, you like really excellent fucking analysis on your part, Murph.
Yeah. This was the setup joint. It's set up for, you know what I mean? Just like you said, Murph, it's set up for the next, 2 to 3 songs. You know what I mean? This was the setup joint. Yeah.
This is the John Stockton Magic Johnson song, bro.
No, let's not say magic.
So can we dedicate a few minutes? Y'all so sick. Can we dedicate a few minutes to Ja Rule? Can we dedicate a few minutes? Because this is at the
right man wasn't talking to you, Team Bang. Right man talk to you, make all them shit sound good. Trust me. You know what I mean? Trust me.
Shoot the shot, Mark.
Yeah, this is at the point
where Dirty Mac in effect right there.
Yo.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it laughed.
Everything sounds out. But Mark is in Dirty Mac mode, like he's in the Matrix. Everything like just speeding past everybody right now.
Listen, listen, but real shit don't tell you. And listen, and God forbid if a nigga named Merv drunk when this song come on. Oh,
see.
Oh yeah, when y'all dudes be drunk singing, y'all be singing from the heart.
There we go.
No, yeah.
Drunk singing is the best.
My hand,
right.
With my hand.
What I was trying to say earlier was.
Hey, man, go ahead, Becca.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
This after 2 years, right? Okay. Anyway.
Right. Oh,
So
matter of fact, let me hop off and say it.
This is at the point where everybody started to that section of the verses is what caused all the ruckus today on social media in regards to his comments. So like all night they had been getting on each other, and of course it was like the Locks and Dipset. They was jabbing a couple low blows here and there. You know, Fat Joe would say something, Joe be like, "That wasn't hitting. Don't even try it." But at this point, I think because they was probably drinking, and the adrenaline, Fat Joe just came out the side of his mouth and just said something real crazy. Have y'all been keeping up with the responses?
Well, he said
between everybody?
So I got a question. If I remember correctly, you talking about the Dusty Bitches comment, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold on. He said that before Ja brought anybody out. If I remember correctly, because he was just talking shit, saying you ain't got, you know what I'm saying? So he said that before anybody came out.
Well,
so I'm not defending him, but
Fat Joe knew because they weren't like backstage. They was on the side of the stage with mics ready to come out. So he saw who he was going to bring out. So the thing was like, so it wasn't like they was all the way backstage. Remember, this is at the very beginning where Ja was like, all right, well, you know what? You brought out Remy Ma, that's cool, whatever. I got people too. And then the beat dropped and Little Mo came right out, and then Vita didn't come out until
so you saying he started him before he said that?
Well, right, because you know we can't see it because we're watching from the camera angle. But it was niggas on top of niggas on the sides of the stage on both sides. So Little Mo and Vita were on the side of the stage, so he could see them. They hadn't been physically on stage yet.
I'm hoping
he
didn't see them. I'm hoping he didn't.
He did, because what he said was
he wouldn't have apologized. He apologized.
He was like, "Who did you?" He was like, "Who did
you?"
People
gonna apologize just for publicity now. So yeah, you know.
Yeah. And my thing is, I don't think he was drunk enough. I don't think he was like super drunk. I think he just said it out of anger, like I'm losing, and Ja got the crowd. Like that's what I think.
Let me give you all the story then. So
all right, go ahead.
In the comments are asking what he said. So basically, he was like, I got people too, whatever. So Joe was like, who you got? Like, where'd you get these dusty bitches from, right? Yeah. And then Ja was like, nah, I got some people coming out. So he was like, oh, you must have went to the crack house to get them, right? What made that offensive is because Little Mo, if you've been watching Little Mo lately, she's actually talked about her struggles with crack. She talked about a time. So she really was a crackhead. And then with her size, they always used to say that she was on crack because, her sister is in total. So all of them was on drugs back in the day.
Yeah, Vita's sister, right? Vita's sister.
Yes.
I
want to say.
Kim. Wait a minute. It's Kima. That's her sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kima from Total. Okay.
So he pretty much called them dusty bitches and crackheads, right? So that's why later on when you see Ja saying, "I'm surprised how you are with the ladies, Fat Joe," that wasn't just to be funny. That was real because he had called them dusty crackheads. But the story is
that's what he said. I'm surprised at you, Joe, calling them all kind of bitches and stuff. Show a little bit of respect.
Right.
That's what he said.
Right. Joe got out of character because he was getting spanked, and I think he jumped the gun. Emotions got high. You know what I mean? The crowd.
Got hot for a second. He got. It was the time he got hot. That's because when he was like, "Yo, I'll play goddamn, candy shop." But hold on, we're gonna get to all that. We'll get to all that. Hey, Beck, appreciate that. I ain't know all that backstory.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like this, but to be honest, I'm like, yo, the Verzuz is versus Ja Rule. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Why are you calling them out? I like, and everybody knows somebody. I'm gonna say like this: everybody knows somebody. Like, when they lose, you know what I mean? They don't handle it well and they lash out. Everybody knows one person like that. You know what I mean? They can't stand to lose, and when they do, they can't take it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, some people could be like, oh, Joe maybe was drinking or whatever. Nah. That's really how he felt at that moment because he was getting killed. But that's in the crowd, you know what I mean? I understand that too. You know what I mean? It definitely was.
In a long time.
I mean, it definitely was. But here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? That's like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like if it's me versus somebody else, why are they calling out somebody, you know what I mean, with me though? Like, you know what I mean? They don't got shit to do with this. Like, so that was corny, period. It just is. Yeah. You don't call people out, don't got shit to do with it.
So on top of this music L, he took another L in the media. So
yeah, he did.
He did.
He's getting drugged right now, man.
Hold up now. Why is not showing? Oh,
there you go. Round 10. Wait, but where's round 9?
I don't know. But I'm like, man, if you don't got shit to do with it, you know what I mean? You shouldn't even be talking to him. You know what I'm saying? I like Joe cool, you know what I mean? You lucky, you know what I mean, for that shit slid, but I like some people that wouldn't have slid, you know what I mean? For that'd have been on site right there. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, that shit wasn't cool.
It could have got crazy.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's like somebody talking about my sister, and my sister don't got nothing to do with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm socking somebody on site. If you talk about my sister and she don't got shit to do with it, and it's me versus you, I'm gonna sock you on site, boy. All day, every day.
So Ja won that.
Ingrid is right. If Ja would have said something about Remy, it would have been crazy. Yeah. First of all, Remy would have spazzed on stage because as much as Remy thinks that she's evolved, she hasn't. She would have spazzed on stage right there at the Verzuz. So that was, whether it's true or not, it was just not. It was something that didn't need to be said.
All right, so
Ja won that round too, right?
Yeah. And I like Joe's record.
Come on,
I just gave it to Jada. I think Ja had a better record. All right, now what was the other one? 10? Is that where we at? 10?
Yeah, we on 10.
What now? What you call it? You know what I mean? No, if you don't got shit to do with it, you know what I mean? Keep it on your target.
Hey,
you know
hey,
keep
hey,
it
let's
on your
get
target, yo.
back to the music, yo. So we're around 10. It is DJ Khaled. All I do is one remix versus Ja Rule, So Much Pain. But this was a Tupac Remembers, right?
Yes, and he
So
killed that song.
This is when Joe asked for the
They never take me along.
the halftime. This is when,
wait a minute. Well, first thing, I wasn't a fan of All I Do Is Win anyway. I wasn't a fan of that or the remix.
Yeah, I wasn't.
But I wasn't. Yeah, I mean that's exactly
way too much, man.
First thing. That's exactly why the Patriots lost to the Eagles, because they came out with that bullshit song, and that's exactly why they lost. You know what I mean? And we came out with some gangster shit. You don't play that bullshit. You know what I mean? You trying to win the chip? Fuck out of here.
Yeah. I never liked that song, man.
I never liked it. You know what I mean?
And that's
what did y'all play on round 10 though? What was
So
the song?
Much Pain. It was the Tupac shit.
That's So Much Pain.
Yeah, I mean, I'm yeah.
And put the lights up and
That's when Ja was like, "Yo, man, shut the lights off." Yeah.
That's Ja.
Yeah, I gave that to Ja.
Yeah, like, oh my God.
Yep, that's Ja.
Hey,
so wait a minute. So
hey, that shit was funny. Hey, Fat Joe say, "Oh my God, another rest in peace."
Yeah.
You said rest in peace to somebody.
So wait a minute. So we in the first half, right? And Ja's up about 9-1. That's what it looked like. Is that about right?
8-2. No, it's
8-2.
8-2.
Okay.
It's 8-2, man.
8-2. Okay. All right. Murph's being very fair here. All right. 8-2.
It's looking bad, dog. It's bad. So they come back. Joe done changed his outfit and shit like that. So I'm hoping Joe's gonna play some of his hits. So
okay,
let's how we start. This is how we start the second half.
All right.
11 round 11. Ja Rule played the Ain't It Funny remix with J Lo versus Fat Joe Sunshine. Fat Joe, DJ Khaled.
Ja Rule again.
Ja went. Again. I love this Fat Joe record. I played it, you know what I mean, for this summer. You know what I mean? With the start of summer, this is when this record came out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this is when you get a little player with it, put your Versace on and your jewelry and shit like that. I love this fucking record. But it wasn't better than Ja's record. That's the point. You know what I mean? You know, and this is what you're running into. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean, you make a layup, but I'll make a fucking 4-point play. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing you can do.
Right. To answer Tina's question, it's the material. Like, you got to be able to evolve with today's sound. Today's sound is so different, and if you can't plug into today's sound, Ja and other artists from that timeline, they're gonna struggle. As good as Fab is as a lyricist, Fab hasn't really dropped anything as well, and they all came around close to the same time. But you have to
Fab has dropped some stuff. He might not have had the commercial success with his current stuff, but he still dropped some stuff that people buy and listen to. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Let's be real. It's still a 50 Cent effect with Ja Rule, dog.
You know what, man? I don't want to use that. I don't want to use that anymore because I don't think it's 50 Cent by himself.
I didn't say that. You said what you said. I'm saying but let's also be real. It's still a 50 Cent effect. I'm not saying that's the whole equation.
Yeah.
But it's still a 50 Cent effect. Like last night, all the you know how many times 50 Cent was mentioned?
Right.
In the comments.
Right.
Niggas still not feeling. Niggas still that 50 Cent effect is fucking up.
Irv was on stage in the comments.
Irv started that. Irv started that whole thing, though. Irv was kind of like saying what he said, but 50 has been irrelevant for music for quite some time now. You know what I mean? 50 he lost steam after the game and all those other things happened.
He lost steam after he ended Ja's career.
But he was
still there.
And then hijacked his style, which didn't work for him. To be honest, people weren't really feeling them records. Like, all right, you're singing now. Like,
we can sit here and say we can sit here and say that at the end of his career, but last night showed me that, I mean, regardless of all of that, Ja still has that heat. You can't take away nothing that he did during his rap career.
We're talking about current tense. We ain't talking about past tense. The question was why he can't come back today. We ain't talking about.
I don't think that's good of 50.
I think
but there was still 50% effect on him.
I think, to be honest, though,
all those comments last night about 50 is still a 50% effect on him.
But here's the thing, though, right?
I think that Verzuz has the ability to rejuvenate some of these rappers' careers. I mean, we saw what it. I mean, we knew Jadakiss was who he was, but
Jada dropped the classic album damn near last year.
Can I finish? We saw. Even though Jada was still dropping albums and Ja wasn't, we saw what Verzuz did for Jadakiss and his legacy or whatever. That Verzuz told me last night that Ja Rule, regardless of what anybody says about the 50 Cent shit or anything like that, Ja Rule was still that dude. It doesn't matter to me that he hasn't done anything in a while. You can't take away what happened last night in that reminder.
Wait a minute. We asked Tina a question. We ain't talking about taking stuff away. The question was why he can't come back today. We ain't talking about in the past.
No, I think he can come. I think he can come back today after this, right? Because I'm gonna say like this, right? I'm gonna say like this. Imagine if you take your stars of today and they watch this Verzuz, Migos and Lil Baby and the Baby and people like that. And they like, yo, man, this Ja Rule boy, this boy nice. I like this shit. Y'all mean for it, and then all of a sudden, they in the studio. That's all you need. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, that can happen.
If somebody current pick them up, hell yeah, something like that, he'll definitely go.
Because what the Verzuz showed is that Ja Rule can still draw a crowd. Ja Rule still has performance skills. He still has the energy. He's still funny.
Let me tell y'all, perception is reality, y'all.
Based off of what Mark said, like he said, cats might have saw that Verzuz because you got rappers that was really, really young when Ja Rule was really hot. They might look at that Verzuz last night like, let me get this motherfucker on a track.
I can.
And Ja Rule ends up on somebody's track, motherfucker, by Christmas.
Yeah.
Right, or at least his own album.
I'm gonna say like this. Think about it like this, and we've seen this situation a little more recently, right? Bobby Shmurda came out with the Hot Nigga record, 2014. He went to jail. He was locked up for 7 years, right? You got rappers, who weren't even rappers, didn't have a record out of nothing, and they were just like, I remember that record. Right. I want to work with him. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's how it happens. Right. It happens just like that. I'm like, Bobby Shmurda got out of jail, and he was celebrated. Like motherfuckers going on, flying G4s, G5s, go pick them up. You know what I mean? Because they want to work with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they remember that one record was hot. You know what I'm saying? So if people look at Ja Rule and they like, yo, I seen this Verzuz and this motherfucker, I ain't even heard of Ja Rule, but that shit he was doing last night was hot. Yo, you know what I mean? Let's get with him. And I'm gonna say like this, man. I'm just like, I'm like, Ja, man, like all he has to do is just make the right connection, the right relationships. That's it. He can get back on pretty easy.
So, let me say this. I wasn't saying that Ja couldn't come back from the Verzuz. Tina asked why he couldn't come back. So from the time that 50 ended his shit until now, before this Verzuz, it was a 50% effect. And plus, he tried to make some other music, but it wasn't good music. People wasn't feeling him. But from this right here, like you said, you get one of these young bulls that bring him, this Verzuz could rejuvenate him. But I was just responding to Tina's question is why he couldn't make a comeback.
But so you know what?
from that time until now,
Right.
it was a 50 Cent effect. Plus, he wasn't making good music that was catchy to the new generation.
I would say part 50 Cent effect because the trial. No. Just listen what I'm saying, right? You know what I mean? For the whole thing with the trial, Murder Inc., all that shit fell, right? It wasn't just 50 Cent, you know what I mean? For the went in the courtroom, just like, yo, man, don't fuck with them, you know what I mean? No, it was a whole big ass trial that went on for years, right?
Yeah.
So that tied up all the money, right?
Yep.
So Murder Inc. couldn't put out shit, and Ja Rule's on Murder Inc. You know what I mean? He couldn't do nothing, so his hands was tied. So imagine if you're an artist and your hands are tied for 4 to 5 years and you can't make no record. Imagine that. Right? And then time passes. You know what I mean? And he did a bid, right? So the thing is, time passes by, sound changes, right? So the shit you were doing before don't work right now. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like you gotta find your lane all over again. And I'm like the artists, listen what I'm saying. But listen what I'm saying. The artists that have stood the test of time, they were able, you know what I mean, for it to kind of find their groove in the new lane. And Ja, you know me, due to some unfortunate circumstances with jail and other shit, wasn't able to do that because he didn't have the time to do it.
Yeah. And then he had the issue with the Fire Festival.
Yeah.
That,
you know what I mean?
that
Too much
put
shit.
Put a bad taste in
people's mouth
too. So they was like,
just 50.
I never said it was just 50 though. Like it's like y'all trying to create that. I never said that. I said it was part 50 Cent effect.
Yeah, but I mean,
I said let's not get it twisted. It was part 50 Cent effect along with what Sean said. I never said it was all 50.
Hey,
it's like
I'm just saying, yo. But Bull ran into some.
Let me say this. Based off what Ja kept saying last night, he said, "Yo, I was a singing rapper." I wouldn't be surprised if Drake make a phone call.
Drake will be the one.
Well, Drake is inspired by it because that's exactly what Drake does.
Yeah, I won't be surprised.
Drake could be the one to bring him back.
I mean, man, I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure Ja Rule's phone is ringing right now, and I'm quite sure it ain't just Drake. It ain't just Kanye. It ain't just you know what I'm saying, for Quality Control out of Atlanta that has pretty much all the young artists on that. You know what I mean? It ain't just any of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, you know, it's everything evolves from something. So it's just like, yo, man, so even if Drake is like, yo, 50, man, that's the first time I heard a rapper, you know what I mean, for it, and you know, use the singing or whatever, it's always somebody before him. So maybe he didn't really know Ja Rule catalog, but I'm quite sure he watched the verses though. Oh, maybe this is where he got it from. He might not know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm quite sure they reached him out. Yeah, what's the next track?
All right, well,
this is the second half.
Second half.
This is 12.
I think we were 12.
12, okay.
All right, Ja Rule Down For You versus Fat Joe and Drake. So excited.
Definitely Down For You.
Yeah, I got to go Down For You. Once again, this is a pretty good Fat Joe record, but it just ain't better than Ja Rule's record. Again. I mean, you know, seriously.
Ja Rule just had way too many more than fucking crap, man.
Yeah. So that's Ja again, right?
Just Ja again. He came better.
Here we go.
Okay.
Do it again. Do it again. I dare you. I dare you.
He will. He'll do it again.
Can we just show? Can we show a picture of Unique or something like that? You know what I'm saying? You know, he embodies Queens, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's about to get real smoky out here.
Yo, that's like he's like my favorite. He's like my favorite bad guy. You know what I mean? For real, like on TV right now.
Yeah, I like Unique
really,
too.
Really badass is a badass.
Yeah.
All right, so
next on round 13, Ja Rule Destiny Outro, the Last Temptation album versus Fat Joe. Could you put that shit down, Sean? Or whoever put that?
Well, that's really what he has, Tina. Like, I don't. He doesn't have like a lot of hardcore, you know, shit like that. You know what I mean? In the beginning, but most of his hit records, you know what I mean, for real, are R&B crossovers.
Why does that even matter though? If it's lady track, why does that matter?
Hey man. For universal hits.
So this is round. This is Ja Rule Destiny versus
this is Fat Joe Cardi B joint.
And yes.
Oh man, you know what I'm saying? This would have hit so much better if Cardi B would have came out. Of course, she's not coming out for no shit like this. So, you know what I'm saying? Straight up, you know, but this would have hit a lot better because that song was fire. You know what I mean? But it's really Cardi made it fire.
Right.
She made the song a lot better than what it was.
Man, that Last Temptation outro. That Last Temptation outro was nuts. I ain't gonna lie, man. That was one of my favorite joints because Ja did went off on the Last Temptation outro. But you got, like you said, if Cardi B would have come out for that song, maybe the energy would have been different. Because again, Joe had a very lackluster verse. I mean, I don't think any feature that he played, he had the best verse on that feature. So.
No, he doesn't. I don't think really.
He wasn't the standout in these verses at all. So I mean,
I said I think if he would have had Cardi, even if he had Cardi on the video screen, you know what I'm saying? I think he could have won it because I think but I think it's more speaks to how dope she was on the record than it was his record.
Than his record.
Like if that makes any sense. Like,
you know what I'm saying? He flipped it.
So who won this?
I got Ja. I got Ja.
I got Ja.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now,
yo, this is getting ridiculous. That's all I gotta say about this.
Get the fuck on. Go to Queens. Take your ass to Queens. Get your money. Take your ass to Queens. How about that?
What? I'm just.
Yo, he really got 20 pitches that say the shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even the same one.
Goodness.
This shit's on deck. Hey, them shit's on deck though.
All right, round 14. Mary J. Blige, Ja Rule, Rainy Days for Respect. Joe,
let's come on now. Let's not do
No, Rainy Days is a better song than Another Round. Even if Chris Brown was there, it's still Ja Rule has a better song.
Rainy Days, yes.
Now, after this, so this is why I asked what happened. I don't know if y'all saw me in my questions in the comments. I said, "Yo, what happened? Did I miss something?" Yeah. Because when Ja started playing Rainy Days, Mary J. Blige, Fat Joe said, "Don't make me play Candy Shop because I produced that."
That was another thing, and Scott Storch addressed that in the comments.
Yeah.
He was like, "I actually made the beat, but Joe helped a little bit."
Intro. He said, "Hey, he said Joe helped me with the intro."
So basically,
he said, I produced that. Joe helped me with the intro.
But basically, for what Scott Storch was trying to say in a kind way was like, "Yo, basically, you know when Diddy says take that." Like that was Joe's contribution to the record. Yo, take that, and that was that. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. Scott Storch, is the one that made and produced that pretty much the whole record.
And Scott Storch is a fucking legend, baby.
Yes, you know what I mean. So, is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He tried to clean it up. You know, we try to clean it up for Joe, but we know.
So as of right now, we about to go to the last stretch to the fourth quarter.
Goodness.
And Joe only got 2 fucking songs.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Look,
he's not even on 5 yet.
Can I ask y'all a question at this point? From this point right here, and the Locks versus Dipset, is this battle worse? Like, you know what I'm saying?
The lopsidedness?
No, I'm just saying no. I'm talking about like at this point, is this battle worse, for like Fat Joe only has 2 rounds, right? Did Dipset have more rounds than 2 at this point?
So let me give my analogy. Let me give my analogy real quick.
No.
I'm not sure if Dipset had more rounds. I think they had more of a impact than Joe. Mm-hmm. But it's like if you're in a football game, Joe got 10, Dipset might have 28, but the Locks had 100. Ja Rule got 65. Like the domination, the Locks were trying to embarrass goddamn Dipset.
Dipset, yeah, and they did it. I think
right now you're trying to run out the clock. Jaw trying to run out the clock. The Locks was still throwing fucking Hail Marys, still trying to fucking score, even with the fucking score. She already a blowout.
Okay.
I think for this. Go ahead, Stacks.
What's that?
And that Who Shot Your freestyle, that is gonna go down in history as far as verses. So yeah, the locks really. This is going to be linked to one dude as a group. You got one dude that just totally. How many times y'all heard that freestyle since that verses?
A bunch. I've just seen so many Facebook posts, shit pop with that.
And they play, and they keep, and during the verses they kept playing that. Let's make something happen. Hey, yo.
Yeah,
crazy.
I digress, but Jenkins is the fucking versus GOAT by far.
Absolutely, I think every verse should end with him.
Right. There you go.
He should come out at the end of every verses. He needs to just come out. I feel to answer your question, Mark, I feel like out of all the verses, this is the one where the loss was just so obvious. Like those of us that were watching it, at some point we were like, "Damn, Joe is losing really bad." Like,
it was kind of like a boring loss. Like he got blown out. He got blown out, but it was like a boring loss. It was like Joe.
He didn't fight at all. He didn't fight at all.
Well, what can he fight with? Like,
I mean, man, I think to be honest,
me out so many times.
Right.
I think Joe came good in some rounds. It's that Ja just was better. Like it ain't nothing you can do with that when somebody's just better. Like I mean, you can look at some songs. Like you can go through these rounds and you look at some songs. Like that's a good song by Joe, but it's just a better song by Ja Rule. Like it's nothing you can do with that. You know?
Right.
Bad matchup, man.
Right, because
hold on. Hey, I still say it was a very bad. He was still with a loss, so I want y'all to be like, but he had a bad selection of songs, y'all. I'm telling y'all, he got some better. So he got some.
I think some rounds he was super terrible, but I would say more rounds he was okay. It's just that Ja had better. He just was better. Like
I think
selection
terrible.
Man, where else can he go? Honestly, where else can Fat Joe go? He had the Locks DJ. The Locks DJ know how to position these songs. He could have called an audible if
but Joe picked the songs.
Yeah, right. Joe picked some of them joints.
DJ technician would have played audible. He would have called an audible based on the flow of the verses. That's what he did with the Locks.
But Fat Joe personality. Fat Joe, I want this one right here. Fat Joe, you know how he is.
Right.
I agree with you, Mark. He probably like, nah, I play that. That shit fire.
What else?
In the fourth quarter.
And the DJ probably just like, ugh. All right, what's
around 15?
With 15, okay.
Fat Joe play I Won't Tell, and Ja Rule had that clap back.
Another.
I gave it to Ja Rule. That was an easy one for me.
Yeah, you can't play I Won't Tell. You can't play that. I Won't Tell. You don't do that, man. Right.
But that Fat Joe song is actually dope. It's a good song.
I won't say that it's a good song. It's just it's not better.
It's not better. It's not better, Becca. What do you do? What can you do? You play I Won't Tell. You think you got to win, and then Ja just play clap back. Like
that beat was ridiculous.
What do you do?
The beat was.
It definitely was.
What do you do? Right, Merv. What's next?
That was kind of easy. All right, go. What was next? No, wait a minute. We passed that. Wait a minute.
My bad.
All right,
17. I mean, no, it's around 16. So Fat Joe brought out Nelly.
Right.
Nobody asked for Nelly.
Joe brought out Nelly.
Listen, and then Nelly did his own song after that. He did Hot Here, which Joe had nothing to do with.
And we didn't need that. Nelly sounded horrible. Nelly sounded the Cookie Monster tune on. He said the Cookie Monster. Like
Nelly sounded terrible. I'm
terrible.
both stages.
Right.
What the fuck?
Like, what is wrong with you, man? Like, what are you doing?
So now, I like what Ja Rule did. When Ja Rule played "I Cry," but he split the damn audience up.
Yeah. Yes, he did. Which was dope.
Cry,
which was
cry,
dope.
And we cry, and then everybody said together.
Right.
And then then when everybody said together, he dropped that beat.
Yeah.
That's
What do
it.
you do with that, Merv? I asked you this. What do you do with that? You said
nothing.
You said Joe could
Absolutely nothing.
You just take the L. That's it.
Hey.
That's all you can do. Just take the L.
Right. You have to take that. You have to look at him in the eye and say, "Okay, you got me again."
Listen, at that
And
point,
again, like, damn.
At that point, that's when I was like, "Yo, Fat Joe did this just so Ja Rule could get his flowers."
No, Fat Joe.
I think Fat Joe wanted to win, but I think he conceded. I think he conceded before round 2. That's what I think. Before the second half, he threw in the towel and was just like, "All right, I already lost."
I'm more inclined to believe Merv's theory simply because Fat Joe had to have known. I mean, if we know Ja's catalog, I mean, Fat Joe is in the industry, so he had to have known that this shit was going to happen. This shit was going to play out like this.
Stacks, he knows these things.
What Merv is saying, maybe Joey did this shit so Ja can get the flowers that he never got.
I think. Hey, listen. I think with your argument, he decided that in the second half, not in the first.
Right.
Hold up, y'all. Yeah. We just had y'all just jumped on my ass just now about why Ja couldn't come back and et cetera, et cetera. We know Fat Joe is very in tune with, especially with up north rappers and shit like that.
Yeah.
So if we wondering the same shit, Ja been trying to get Ja been trying to do a versus for a while now.
Right. They were dodging him.
And 50 said no, which 50 was smart by saying no. 50 said no. Ja was challenging people for a versus. Nobody would accept it.
No.
We just discussed about 15 minutes ago why the fuck Ja have not been able to get back. Nobody been give him a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you said, it's been 15 years. So new generation, you already know if they don't listen to Biggie, you know they don't listen to Ja Rule.
Right.
So
then
forgot about his hits until last night. So is it that much far-fetched that Fat Joe's like, yo,
yes,
I'll be my brother, because Fat Joe's still relevant. Fat Joe's still relevant in music industry. He's not great, but he's still relevant.
So then Merv, do you think that the fact that Ja Rule hasn't been able to come back in the music industry is not necessarily because his music doesn't keep up with the times? Maybe other artists don't fuck with him like that.
I think it's a multitude of things.
It could be that
if nobody wanted to do a versus with him. They probably felt like other people have felt like Ja Rule in a versus, like he's not even gonna do that good. But last night showed. I mean, whatever Fat Joe.
I think they felt the opposite.
Right? They don't want to get smoked.
Well, I think I think it was a combination of both. I think some people feel like it won't get smoked. I think some people felt like Ja Rule's beneath them. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's still a 50 Cent effect. Whether it's true or not, perception is reality. And the perception is Ja Rule's career was ended by 50 Cent. Until Ja Rule come back and debunk that shit a little bit. Last night, it might have been his debunk. But the perception...
Regardless of regardless about the 50 Cent in his career, I don't think that there's a lot of people out there that can hang with Ja in the first. It's the hit.
You talk. That's their perception.
They ran it from him.
I'm talking about perception. I ain't say truth. Perception is reality. If you can make a motherfucker, believe something or think something, they tell somebody else. That's how rumors get started. And rumors become true from perception.
But I think
perception-wise, I do believe, like Becca said, some people feel like I'm not fucking with Ja because he's not on my status. Then you got people like Fat Joe that was like, yo, Ja got hits. Y'all motherfuckers forgot.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that's an out for a lot of MCs. 50 Cent ended Ja's career. I'm not about to do no verses with him.
Right.
That's an out to me. To me, that's an out for them.
Why is that out? If you believe that, that's not an out. If you believe that,
because he's the same that don't
how
make
about out if you believe that?
If they think that way, Merv, it's an easy win. If I think that way, you know what? 50 ended his career, so that might be an easy win. But ain't nobody coming to try to get that.
No, because I mean, like, nobody really wanted to do that. You know what I'm saying? It was more, it was more like, listen, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people might actually believe, like, yo, man, 50 ended him. Until, you know what I mean, like, because some people gonna do their research and be like, what really happened? And that's really kind of easy to find out. That's not a hard story to find out.
Niggas don't research.
No, but what I'm saying is,
research.
no, listen what I'm saying. I'm not even talking about just the average, fan, right? I'm just saying, like, if somebody, is doing records, right, and they just like, yo, this boy did have hit records, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, like, if you know that and you just like, all right, well, I kind of know what I believe is true, yo, I might could work with them, right? But you got to understand, Murder Inc. and all that, they was under such heavy fucking scrutiny from the feds. It was like they were radioactive anyway. It's just like, yo, if you work with them, you might have problems of your own. We don't need that kind of heat. Like,
John's been doing a lot of concerts. He has been doing a lot of concerts, and he announced another one last night.
Yeah. I mean,
so
I'm just,
and
I'm gonna say like this: when somebody
getting attention.
When somebody got shit following them, sometimes you like, I ain't gonna fuck with them because it's too much heat. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that type of attention around me.
Right.
Sometimes it's like that.
John's had a bad perception for the last 15 years.
Yeah,
dog.
He did.
He's had a bad perception.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. But,
I agree.
But last night, like I said, it only take one new person. Like, yo. And like I said, if Drake call a nigga,
think about it like this, right? Think about it like this, and we just seen this in basketball, right? When Carmelo Anthony was thrown out the league or whatever, or he washed, he done, he can't play. And what happened? One team gave him a chance, and then started playing. Oh man, Melo, he could play again. Oh,
before that team gave him a chance, the team previously barely played him and said, yeah, he's done. So the perception was that nigga's done. Like, yo, perception rules more than truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I might not want to believe that. Perception does this world more than truth does.
Absolutely. But like I said, man, what's the next one? Let's run this list, rest this list down.
Round.
Is that 17?
No, 18.
Oh yeah, we're around 17. Ja Rule, Shanti Mesmerize versus Fat Joe, What's Love? That might
I gave it to Fat Joe. I gave it to Fat Joe.
That's Fat Joe?
I gave it to Fat Joe. I like that song
number 3.
Fat Joe by way of Murder Inc. Yep.
And that's not by much.
Shanti.
That's not by much. I just think it's a better song.
Yeah.
I just think it's a better song.
Yeah, you gotta give him that.
So that's 3 rounds. Okay.
Yeah. What's the next one?
Damn. Fat Joe's at 3.
Yeah.
He's at 3. 18 is Ja Rule. Always on.
Landslide by
Come on, another John.
And Fat Joe Make It Rain.
Once again, that's a good song by Joe.
Very good song.
That's a better song by Ja Rule.
Very good song.
Yeah, right.
It ain't nothing I can do with that.
Right. Ja Rule wins that
Absolutely.
one too.
Hold on. That I'm a little. Let me.
You can say what you want. You 4-1 right now.
And you got to understand, Lil Wayne makes that song what it is.
Shit.
Not Fat Joe.
I think that's what I'm thinking about.
The other artist makes that song better.
I think that's what I'm thinking about. Because I remember that Lil Wayne verse. I'm like, hold up. Let me.
Because this is like
that's
that.
What I'm doing right now. That Make It Rain. And the Make It Rain was a club banger. And
Yeah, it was.
Everybody was going to the clubs after that, making it rain. That became a whole culture shit.
Yeah, I'm in this bitch with the terror. Like, yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Y'all sure y'all got the Shanti on this?
I'm absolutely
I got it because Lil Wayne made the song. He was better on this song. If he was there, maybe it would have turned out different. You know what I mean? But he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing with that. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to go make it rain on that one.
I'm sorry. I'm so damn sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Round 19, Ja Rule, J Lo, I'm Real versus Fat Joe, Remy Ma, Lean Back.
I'm gonna crack that one.
That's a tough round, but I gave it to Joe.
I get the Joe. Lean back is a lean back is
that shit was a banger with a motherfucker lean back.
Yeah.
Lean back is that
Even
one.
though Joe Crack can't dance for shit.
Neither can I. Yeah.
Hey,
Facts.
and let me tell
Neither
you, and
Neither
let me
can
tell
I.
you, I like the remix. Yeah, I mean too. I like the lean back remix. Yeah, I mean with Mace and M on it, Lil Jon screaming on the joint before the song started. Yes, lean back remix was my shit
I
too.
hated that one.
I loved it. You know what I mean? For because Mace was tearing that shit up.
I can't dance, so that was like the one for me. Yes.
Yeah, gangsters don't dance, we boogie. You know?
Boogie. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I boogie. My knees are bad too. What's the next one?
So never mind how we got him with burners and hoodies.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't worry about that.
So y'all pick Lean Back, but don't pick Make It Rain. Like both of those were club shits.
Yeah.
But I mean,
like hard club shits that like
again.
Make It Rain became a
better song.
But Wayne was just so much. Wayne made that song. Wayne made that song. He just made that song. I'm like, man, yeah, I mean, some songs, like, even if it's your song and the other person just makes the song a gazillion times better, it's nothing you could do with that. Like, you know what I mean?
Once again.
Scott Storch, yeah. So Scott Storch did the beat. Wayne had the hot ass verse, and nigga, you was just on it. That's it.
Lil Wayne had a verse on Make It Rain. Lil Wayne had the chorus.
He had the hook, but the hook that made the song.
That's
Like,
it. He had the hook.
Shit, if they ain't even had that hook, you know what I mean? That wouldn't have been even no club banger. You know what I mean? Y'all wasn't singing Fat Joe verse.
He didn't have a verse.
Y'all ain't giving shit about his joint.
He didn't even have a verse.
I love that track.
Yeah, me too.
It just wasn't better than Lean Back. I'm sorry, it wasn't.
No.
Lean Back was crazy. Like,
Lean Back was crazy.
No. I wouldn't say it was bad. I was just saying, you know, y'all.
Because Remy was on it. Yeah.
That part.
And I mean, round 20 was Ja Rule, Fat Joe, and Jadakiss. That
That's a Ja Rule song, so he just wins by default. He wins by default. Yeah.
Do you see this? Go ahead, Mercy.
Man, it's really a lot of people in Queens that take pictures. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people in Queens that take pictures.
Yeah, you gotta.
Come on, man. Can we put Unique up? You know what I mean? Can we put a picture of Unique up?
Right. He sat down and searched all these images, saved them to the computer,
and no Unique. No Unique.
No Unique, man.
Hey, no, you know. I like, man. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Why you gotta be so
Hey, no, 7 Series. You know what I mean? With the BBS rims. Come on, man. You know what I mean?
Sorry, Stacks. Yo.
So what? That's Ja Rule, like what, 17-3 or some shit?
17-3.
Is it 17-3? That sound about right.
That definitely is a blowout.
Blowout.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask y'all to go watch one of Joe's podcasts and just see how he talk about, you know, artists and how big he is, and he will smoke anybody. That's why I don't think he did this to give a layup to Ja, because of his pride. Joe has a lot of pride. Joe talk a lot of shit on these podcasts. The way he talked about Dipset and that Locks battle, he went viral to that one.
God bless.
Right. He does it.
My mind.
Right. I lost my mind. Yeah, and he just, because that's how Joe is. So I can't see him putting himself in a situation to want to give Ja the layup. to make Ja relevant again, he had to say what he said at the end. At the end of the day, they're friends. So he had to give his flowers to Ja and say, like, no one wanted to challenge this guy, but I took on the challenge. And he's right. I don't think anyone really wanted that smoke with Ja. I don't think because they dislike Ja because of 50, because 50 has a lot of people in the industry that don't like him. A lot of
I don't think 50 would be Ja unpopular opinion. I don't think 50 would be Ja.
He won't.
No, that's not unpopular. That's not an unpopular.
Right. That's not far-fetched at all.
Yeah, that's not an unpopular opinion.
Ja beating a lot of dudes.
I know you're a Fifth fan, so I had to put that out there for you.
Yeah.
And
hold on. I feel Beck, let me say something real quick. Out of all y'all motherfuckers, between Stacks, Mark, and Sean, I feel like I'm the most non-biased and the most objective motherfucker here when it comes to shit.
Come on, New York Junior. You know what I mean? Stop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Yeah, that's
you just Merv. You said non-biased. Why would you argue and make it rain over what was your argument? Make it rain over
Lean back.
Why
I said I bring it back up. It was between Make It Rain and Always on Time. I was like, yo, y'all sure? I said, are y'all sure what this one? Because Make It Rain it was a non-bias because I said Make It Rain became a cultural thing. Like that became a phrase. Like that set a whole culture. Everybody wanted to make it rain. Everybody's going to the club, and the song was a hot fucking song.
It definitely was. You know what I mean? Thank you, Wayne.
It was a hot fucking song.
I agree. But as far as Lean Back, everybody's
No. I said Lean Back and Make It Rain was a club banger. How y'all so hot? I said, how y'all so hard on Lean Back, but y'all not hard on Make It Rain is what I said. I didn't say that Lean Back was better. I said both of them are singers. So how y'all so hard on Lean Back and not hard on Make It Rain is what I said.
You didn't change my mind. I mean, you didn't change my mind.
No, I wasn't trying to change my mind. I was asking questions to get clarity.
Okay,
but it's still a change what I just said though. Like I'm the most objective motherfucker here, so I don't do shit based off my own personal.
Just for clarity, Lean Back is better, motherfucker.
Lean Back is better.
My bad. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean none of that shit you said, man. I didn't mean that.
Damn, it is nasty. Let's wrap it up, fellas and ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies first, Becca. What are your parting shots? Your parting words?
Well, this versus, even though a lot of this was they say this for the hood. As a female, both of them having songs for women, I enjoyed it. But I knew Ja was gonna sweep Joe, even if Joe didn't say he was only doing it for Ja to get his flowers. I think all of us knew that was gonna be an easy sweep. I was nostalgic as hell last night. I was definitely a whole nigga on my couch. My husband was looking at me like I was crazy. But, because I turned into Remy Ma real quick. I was a whole, rough and tough and stuff. But I enjoyed it.
We was down for 6 years and 7 summers.
Right. Like I had just came home from doing a bid or something. Like, just crazy whack. But anyway, I enjoyed it. I like these verses. I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm hoping that they bring back some producers. I'm hoping that they do a Spanish versus Ya Tu Sabe for us, Afro Latinas. Pero yo quiero la música, okay.
Yeah. And call Nori. So, Nori can do that.
See.
Call Nori.
Bring some now. No, don't slap.
Reggaeton and all that.
A reggaeton versus would be dope. I'm here for that one. But that's I enjoyed it. I'm ready for the next one. I'm hoping that Diddy does do one. Even if it's not with Jermaine Dupri, with somebody, because
Diddy say he's only doing Dre. From what I'm hearing,
doing Dr. Dre.
If it's not Dre, he ain't
either
doing
way, if we can't get Kels, because Kels is in jail, if we can't get R. Kelly versus, totally understandable. Next one would be a Diddy versus. Now that would last like 5 hours. Diddy got hits too.
I don't know. Hey man, Diddy, that wouldn't be easy going up the Dre. I would love to see that. I think
it was out of respect. It's more. It's Stacks. It's more respect than it wasn't like. Yeah, it's more like it's a diss to everybody else. It's almost like Dre's the only person that's on his level. Kind of. That's what I.
He called JD beloved.
Yeah, beloved.
You said Jermaine Dupri is not on his level. He ain't got nothing.
He said his arms is too short.
That's what he
to box
said.
God.
Puff Daddy said Jermaine Dupri don't have enough hits for him.
That what he
I think
said.
that's disrespectful. I think that's disrespectful.
It is.
It is disrespectful. You know what I mean? I'll admit that.
He started off beloved. He said, "Hey, beloved."
He called him beloved. Sorry, beloved. You're too short, literally, to box with me.
And he's not. He's right. Dre is the only one that's between Puffy and Total Supremacy, man. So yeah, I'm with it.
I just think I think Diddy and Dre makes more sense though. It makes more sense for them to do it.
It does. And Diddy gonna Harlem Shake. And Diddy will Harlem Shake Dre off the damn stage. I'm telling you.
I don't think so, man.
Diddy's a showman.
Sean, what be easy you think would be, man?
Oh no, Dre. Oh man, I'm trying to tell you, Drake pull all the NWA shit out, Chronic, Snoop Dogg shit. Good.
Hey, that's a different pod. I mean? That's a different pod.
That's nuts.
That's a different pod. Mark, what you got, man? That's a different pod, man.
Man.
Y'all about to get us started again, man.
I'm gonna say like this, man. I was just like, look, I'm glad that Ja did his thing. I'm quite sure it's a lot of people tuning in for this verses. I think at least the count, you know what I mean, had to be like about 500K. I believe, you know what I mean, how many we watched. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think it got up to about 500 at one point. I know it was somewhere in the fours and in the fives. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But first thing, I love Jadakiss coming out for the last record. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
He is the king of verses. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. You know, say it like, man, you just give him a crown that says verses and his name on it, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Because he deserves that. But I'm gonna say like this though, it was good to see Ja doing his thing. I'm quite sure other artists took notice, and I think other artists will probably start to look at, you know what I mean, well, why did he fall if he had this many records? And they're going to start to find out the real story of everything that happened. You know what I'm saying? Now, understand, Merv, you like, yo, niggas don't do research, but when niggas see something, that's when the research starts. They got to see it. You know what I'm saying? So I think, yeah, I mean, you know, he's going to be behind the scenes on some records. He might be out front on some records. And I think, you know, all the other stuff from before kind of went away. Nobody really remembers all of that happened. So, I'm excited to see, you know, what's going to happen for Ja. And we've seen it happen for others in the industry where they were able to come back after a break or whatever. And I think the same can happen for Ja. And, you know, I was like, I'm just interested to hear, you know, some new music from him and see how he can link with these young cats and see what he could put together with them. You know what I mean? You know, and you know me, I love when, you know what I mean, for real, some of the veterans, you know what I mean, for real, you know, come and lend themselves to the young guys. You know what I'm saying? I always, you know what I mean, big up Nas for that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's one of the ones, you know what I mean, really
I'm glad you mentioned Nas, because I was,
you know what I mean, for right in the beginning. So I would like to see Ja Rule, you know, reach out to some of these young guys and they reach out to him and maybe they get some records popping and, you know, you can get some of that magic back and let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark. I feel like, for some reason, I feel like Ja Rule is going to be on KD3.
I hope not.
Ja Rule may just put out another album.
Hey, Sean, they get the right record. You know what I mean? They get the right record now. You know what I mean? For real, it can end up being all right. But you know what I mean? They get the right record. It could end up being all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think he should.
I'm good. I'm good. I think I'm good on that. Stacks, what you got for Stacks?
What you mean with it? Hey, check this out, man. Hey, man. Hey, I know you're from Queens and all that, man, but I just want you to know, first of all, you petty. I'm gonna put that out there. I think we all saw this tonight, but this versus was much more enjoyable than I thought it would be. I'm glad that I think everybody got that reminder, like, oh shit, we gotta check out this versus. But I am more so glad for not Ja Rule, because I mean, regardless of what we thought as far as giving him the flowers in the conspiracy theory, I honestly think that it was a good look at that crack after he got blown out. Say, hey, I did this, so you know, so Ja Rule gave his flowers, and I'm with Mark. I think the Ja Rule's phone is blowing up. And a lot of these younger cats
so.
probably say, look, homie, I ain't know it's like that. Yo, I need you on this record, this, that, and the third. And
Right.
I think it's well deserved.
Right.
And
Yes.
I can't wait to hear Josh some more.
Right.
Because regardless of his career being ended by 50, I think that Josh can go on some of these young cats' albums and do his thing. So I'm happy for Josh. It was a really good verse. Shout out to Crack for getting on the stage with with Josh when nobody else would. So I gotta give him credit for that. And that's all I got.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go ahead and go so Murph can take us home. I think that I'm glad to see that Ja got his flowers last night. I'm glad the crowd was in it. I'm glad the crowd showed him love.
Yeah.
I mean, Ja been through a lot, man. I mean, the 50 Cent battle, then you add Busta Rhymes to that battle, you add Eminem to that battle, you add Dre to that battle. All of these guys jumped all over him during this time. And it was like a chain effect. I mean, you had the Feds that got involved, Interscope got involved, Jimmy Iovine got involved. You got so many heavy hitters on him and Irv and Murder Inc.
The Feds got involved.
Yes, everybody, man. You know, it was just one thing after another. He got out, you know, tried to do the Fire Festival. That didn't work out. It wasn't really his fault, but he took the hit for it because his name was
because the other boy ran and took the money, right?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
he had a string of bad luck, man.
String of bad luck, man. And he did a lot. The sad thing about it is Ja did a lot for hip hop at a time when hip hop needed a transition. And he was that transition. He created music that we all heard last night that resonated with us during those periods, because it was music for both men and women to like really shake a tail feather to, and still had that vibe to it. You know, you in Tim's and long button up shirts and the Nietzsche pants dancing to Ja Rule music. And I think people forgot about that. I think our generation forgot about what Ja did for the culture. And it's sad that we kind of throw him out there, you know, in the cold and don't give him a respect or his love. And I'm glad that he has a sense of humor about it as well. He actually, during the intermission, he was in the comments. He was on Instagram, you know, talking crazy on the comments, just having fun with it. So I'm glad that he has a sense of humor about it. I'm glad that he was able to showcase what he brought to the culture last night as well, because Ja had about a good 5 or 6 year run, but no one was touching him. Everything that Murder Inc. was touching was phenomenal. Glad to see Vita out there. Vita looks good. She looks healthy. I'm glad that little Mo came out there. Like Becca said, you know, she's been through a lot. You know, she had a very telling interview with Nori a few months ago. And I'm glad to see all of those people came out there and represented. And, you know, again, Fat Joe, you know, good on him for, even if he had anything to do with Ja being out there in the world again and being reintroduced to the public. Shout out to him for doing that as well, as a real dude. He need to clean that stuff up that he did last night, and I'm sure he will. He'll make it right.
He did. He went live.
Yeah, he did. I didn't get a chance to see it, Becca, but I saw it. It hit on my flash. So I'm sure he did the right thing. So again, hip hop wins again. Queens wins again. That's all we can ask for. Merv, take us home, man. Hey, anybody see Merv? Oh, he's all right now.
Sean, disgusting.
This dude stole a microphone off a speedboat. That's what that
Merv,
like.
you on that blue cap? Merv took a blue cap before the show.
Yeah. You ain't fall out yet. You all right.
Sean.
Yo.
You remember that shit right there? You remember that shit?
What's that?
It's called A Pledge.
Yeah. I know that song.
Ja Rule and Ashanti.
Yeah, it was cool.
Was that song not fucking hot?
It was cool. It was
really?
Yeah. It was cool.
Yeah, whatever. That song was hot because Irv Guy was recruiting Nas or trying to get Nas to join Murder Inc.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that's why they have a connection.
Yeah.
And Nas has been reaching out to, nigga put EPMD on his shit this year. Like, it's not a far fetch with
It's
me
far-fetched.
saying Ja Rule may be on KD3.
That's
Because
far
you know
fetched.
he's doing another one. They already talking about him doing another one, Hit Boy.
Yeah, Stacks can't wait, but that's far fetched. I'm sorry.
Thank you, boy.
EPMD Ja Rule is different. I'm sorry. Go ahead, no, take us home, Murph.
Yo, last night, I was in the club. I was mentally at Russell House room, and everybody from USC that's watching, I was mentally in Russell House ballroom all last night, and that is the party area that was assigned for USC students that have parties at. So between 98 and 02, every goddamn Ja Rule song, I'm having a flashback of the clubs and the parties I was at, and the damn girls I was damn pulling on the dance floor. The girls I was whispering sweet nothing to in the ear. The girls that I was like I was Ja Rule singing in front of their face while I'm on the dance floor for the next 3 or 4 songs before I'd be like, so, what's your name?
Sean said, "I'm out."
Bring your ass back in, Sean.
Back, man. I want to be.
Hey, listen. I wasn't excited about the verse, but I enjoyed the fuck out hearing Ja Rule songs last night, man. Hey, Fat Joe, we appreciate you being voluntarily collateral damage or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. You jumped on a fucking grenade last night, and you know whoever you did that shit, and you get much props for your loss, whether voluntarily, whether you committed suicide, whatever the fuck you
We
did.
appreciate you taking that L.
Because Ja Rule rocked your fucking head, nigga. Like Power batters up Reggie Jackson. Home run, nigga.
That's funny.
Hey, goddamn. Hey, Ja, we appreciate that shit. Hey, Ja, I appreciate the motherfucking so much pain that Tupac cut the lights off, bring your cell phones up, light that bitch. The remembrance of Tupac. He died the day before, September 13th. So, hey, we appreciate it. That's why we did the fucking recap. And Fat Joe, you didn't do that goddamn big punch on Still Not Play. That just still bothers the fuck out of me that you just played a whole song that another nigga sung and you try to dance. You can't even fucking dance. Like that, if you was gonna bring niggas out, you should have brought some fucking dancers out. What the fuck you should have did? You could have got.
You should have brought 50 out. That was the only thing I was saving.
That's right. Only thing to save him. Shit, you could have got goddamn. What's the nigga from Olympia?
Nah, 50 and Ja can't be on the same stage.
You could have got y'all to do a dance or something, pop lock or something, because nigga, you needed help. But hey, good versus a good Ja Rule versus last night, because that wasn't a fucking verse. A good Ja Rule solo. Hey, Ja Rule, we appreciate your solo last night, because we don't know what the fuck Fat Joe was doing.
Thanks for the concert.
Yeah, that was a Ja Rule concert. He was the opening act. He did 3 songs and got the fuck off stage and brought Ja Rule on to finish this bitch off. Good show tonight. Becca, you came on just in time. You wasn't on. You wasn't on time, but you was on time. Like what that song go? Always on time.
Yo, shout them sponsors, y'all. Shout them sponsors.
Hey, Sean, go ahead and take that shit.
Shout out to Blackjack TV Prime. We are now one of the anchors of the Blackjack TV Prime team. So shout out to those guys. Shout out to Wagner's
bang.
Shout out to that whole crew. Shout out to Mile High Radio. Shout out to Apple downloaders. Please make sure you download the podcast on Apple. Thank you so much for the support out there. Shout out to our YouTube people. Shout out to those who are rocking behind the scenes, those on the front line. Shout out to the Blast Music team. They got some great collaborations coming up with us here in the near future. We're working on this reggaeton talent search. So that's going to be live. Becca definitely going to be giving us some of that reggaeton pedigree to help us find a good talent to get this talent search going. So shout out to everybody. Very early in the stages of getting that done, but there is a new conglomerate that we are working with to bring that forth. It's going to be like like America's Got Talent, but it's going to be more of a reggaeton feel to it. So shout out to those guys, those sponsors in the infancy stages of working on that. So that is coming to y'all pretty soon as well. Shout out to everybody who rock with us, man. Shout out to the artists who has reached out with regards to playing some of their new music. We're gonna be doing that really soon. We have an interview coming up in the very near future, in the next couple of weeks, with Elijah Rosario. His album is dropping on the 29th. So please pay close attention to that drop that's coming out really soon. We're going to line some things up. We're going to get an interview going. Shout out to Becca, who volunteered, who's been voluntold to be a part of that interview. Voluntold to be a part of that process. So that's coming up really, really soon. That brother got some heaters out there. So we're going to show him some love. And shout out to Jake Saw because he's working on the project as well. So again, shout out to everybody who's been rocking with us, man. All the affiliates, those who watching us everywhere, those who listening to us everywhere. We appreciate it. Got a lot of stuff coming. Shout out to Tina. Shout out to Tayson. Shout out to the panel right here, team right here on the front line. And shout out to all of you out there who rocking with us. Peace, love, hair grease, and all that good stuff.
Peace, y'all. Streets need a body.
Your queens get the money.